Can you tell me what the fuck he was talking about? Hello and welcome to Not 40, Just Blank, a podcast where we take you back in time through the years and discuss all the weird and wonderful events within it, which we think make it so memorable. Each episode sees us chatting through all the news events, sports, TV, film and music of a particular year, as well as the odd and funny personal stuff we can remember. Come and join us on our journey through the 90s here on Not 40, Just Blank. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world, but please don't let that powerful mental image put you off. We're here with another episode of Not 40, Just Blank. And this week sees us chatting about 1997, so here come my fellow Backstreet Boys. Welcome, welcome, Phil and Dell.
Hello.
Oh, I love you, Ken.
That is beautiful. More where that came from, please.
There you go.
It's very good to see you, chaps. Are we fighting fit?
Yes.
Looking forward to
Ready
this
and able.
one.
I'm looking forward to this, actually.
Right, let's press on. We've got a lot to cover. So we're in deepest, darkest 1997. The UK is actually becoming a cool place to live. And not just because we're 19 years of age, if you can believe it. Oh no, we've got a new government in charge. Blue is out and red is back in fashion. The times are a-changing. We're also done with college, so it's either off to uni or facing the prospect of trying to find someone out there willing to employ idiots like us. And some did, fortunately. Here to remind us of what we've all long since forgotten is our resident memory man. It's Richard Deja Vu Dello.
Good evening. Hello, guys. Right, so, as you say, you're trying to find employment. Still not me. I'm still stretching it out like a beast. Yes. I've gone from previous episodes to prospects to another work college. So I've managed to go to another work college, but I'm still I'm looking to change my ways now. I'm kind of like I'm not enjoying like sort of the lifestyle I've been leading. I'm getting into a bit of trouble, sort of doing a few naughty things and that. And I think this is the first real time I started hanging around with you boys.
Yes,
yeah, to begin with.
Straightened you out.
Straightened you out. So I started hanging around with Snooker, with Noz, Jim, you, Gav, and then also going off to the brush as well with you boys, because sometimes, and then obviously occasions we'd all join together, wouldn't we? So like not some big gang.
You merged us.
Yeah.
Merged us, yeah.
He helped
merged
cross
together.
the streams, didn't he?
Well, kind of come over like I was like, it's kind of like I was a shit summer transfer.
You were Kofi Annan, essentially.
A little bit, or a bit, or like a shit summer transfer. You know, where like on that risky transfer, like
someone took a punt on him.
Yeah, I'm like, I know Dennis Wise from the Crazy Gang type thing.
Yeah, he's a loose cannon, but he's got talent, boss.
He's kind of done that, but like I say, I was kind of like seeing that. I like the things that you guys were doing. You was getting jobs, but you were still going out. You was going to the pubs and that. Whereas some of the other people I was hanging around weren't not so much. So it was kind of like I've got to sort this out. I've got to sort it out. But I was still getting into nonsense. So this was the way it sort of kind of like sort of pans out.
Who was dragging you back, Bill? Dragging you back.
Who's dragging a few people? Well, basically,
can we name names? I don't think we should we?
Well, but I don't know. Like, did
Dill
you?
We won't, Phil, but we'll let Del do that.
But you know when I come over to you, I don't know if you remember this, but I had this like bit of this really like reputation, didn't I? A bit of a like stupid reputation, and there was. Have you ever heard a crazy rumor about yourself?
Not many. I don't think.
Well, are you saying you know one about Jim?
No, I'm not.
I don't
just
think
saying.
have
you ever like something's come back that you've heard about yourself that you just think this is like absolutely
probably. I can't think top of my head.
Yeah.
Well, this is like, I mean, this is like 20, I don't know, almost 30 odd years later. I remember like speaking to Noz and Katie, and then there's someone who Katie knew, apparently knew this rumour about me. Right? Do you remember Haggy, the old lady?
Down by the railway station.
She basically looked like a seagull.
Oh, yeah.
She looked she
looked like a newsagent or an off licence.
Yeah, and it was like
it was like it was like the one that had Legal Gentleman, wasn't it? Like,
it was.
Proper
converted Victorian sort of house, wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, the rumour about me and Haggy was
already I'm scared.
Apparently, I chopped her hand off.
Is Is that right? And this rumour had made it all the way out to like 10, 15 miles away.
Lee or whatever, or maybe it might have been Pitsy because Casey.
Well, it's taken 30 years to get there as well.
No, I can't remember how it came up, but it came up, and then someone who knew, and like my name come up, and then they got speaking to Katie, and it filtered back, and it was just like, what? Oh, this is just so crazy. But like I say, I was trying to get out of this whole thing, and
one question, sorry, Dale.
Yeah, sorry.
Did you chop a hand off?
Oh no!
Okay, fine.
Just a pinky for me.
Did she only have one hand though? I can't remember, but I don't even remember only having one hand.
So there has to be a reason why she's only got the one, and it might as well be Dell, sort of thing. Yeah.
She was bizarre. Like I say, she looked like she had a face like a seagull. It was one of them weird ones. People would go in there.
Well, seagulls will eat anything. Maybe she got
I think it was because it was so close to the station. I think people used to rob her quite a bit.
Yeah,
because it was easy then to jump on the train and go South End, London, whatever. So yeah, it's quite unfortunate. So. But yeah, no, I can state this now. I definitely didn't chop her hand off.
But like last episode where we was trying to find out the source of the Richard Gere rumour. Yeah. Do we know the source of this rumour?
Well, I found out the source of the Richard Gere.
It was Richard Gere that started this rumour about Dell.
Payback.
Well, I found out the source of the Richard Gere rumour the other day from looking up doing the promo for the other episode. And do you know who started the rumour? Apparently.
I mean, I feel
it's an A-lister.
I want it to be Julia Roberts.
It would be great if it was, but it's not. It's not Julia Roberts. So, sort of think A-lister. I'll give you a clue. He's got 2 massive franchises of films out. Wow, Italian, American.
Stallone.
Yeah, it's apparently Stallone. I can't remember what film it was on, but apparently they just didn't get on, and I think Stallone got Gere sacked or whatever it was, or whatever it was, or the other way round.
Yeah.
But they fell out massively, and apparently it was Stallone.
So the next obvious step is
just made up this rumour
about hamsters up his back.
Apparently, that's how it all stemmed from. And like again, you can go on certain sites, but apparently that's what it's going to be. Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah. Tip number 1: don't wind up Sylvester Stallone. Clearly,
but there you go. Right, rumours. So, like I say, I was trying to sort of get out of this sort of way, but what hit the real sort of the nail on the head was I went to this party, this gangster party. It was like me and Noz.
As in it was themed of gangsters.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't actually a genuine gangsters party, and it was sort of like local gangsters
Mickey
type. Well, it's kind of a bit, but it's kind of like you're umming and ahhing, do you go? But the adrenaline and the excitement was like, let's go, let's check it out, sort of thing. And I should have stayed, basically I dropped a microdot, which is acid, and this is gangster's sense of humour, yeah. This guy I thought is hilarious, yeah. Bearing in mind I was on acid, to get a tomahawk axe, sit on my lap, and then stroke my hair.
I mean, I'm not sure if I'm aroused or scared.
Yeah, and I swear, to this day, I should really have a therapy session about it, because he was literally, he put a tomahawk axe to my head, was going, I'm going to fuck you up, I'm going to fuck you up, and then he would stroke my hair, going, you're gay, ain't you, boy? You're gay. Like he was sitting on my lap, going, you're gay. Sort of like.
I remember seeing that scene in Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Or was it Stop My Like Shoot?
It sounds more like
it was one of the two, wasn't it?
But it was just the fact of it turned around. It got to a point that he just went. He goes, I ain't joking, mate. He's going, lighten up. Lighten up. You've just put a fucking axe to my head.
Yeah.
What other jokes have you got coming out? Yeah, what's it?
I mean, I'll take to see his tour prices.
Have you got John Wayne's Bobbitt's wife in there going to cut everyone's dicks off and throw them to Alsatians? What other humorous sort of little things to entertain you? But
how did you even get into this? Who knew? Who knew the clientele?
Actually, Noz knew the person. We both knew. But it was their dad who knew all the bad boys, villains, so to speak. Yeah, okay. So villains, or whatever. But so it was just literally, and it was the fact of, it was like, if you're freaking out on acid, you don't want an axe put to your head.
Should we go home, Paul?
It's not the sort of thing you want. Yeah, not really. It went
sobered up pretty quickly.
That was pretty much. Well, and the other thing as well, I remember we was over a park, we was in my mate's car, and he was skinning up, and we decided to take pills. And again, and this is one of the things that put sort of like the nail on the head. He was skinning up, and I'd taken the pill, and I was so fucked that I actually had put my head on the steering wheel. and it was going beep like that, and it's almost like it's pretty much ringing the doorbell for like the old bill to turn off, isn't it? So it's just sort of like them sort of things. It was just like,
I bet it made draw attention to yourself, especially with that really gay bib noise.
yeah, yeah. Was that camp bib? So yeah. Apart from that, so I was like, I was feeling a bit sort
It's a
of.
good job we came along really to straighten.
I know,
me out.
yeah, exactly. Get me. That's probably why that guy put an axe to my head. He heard my bib. He heard my bib impression. So yeah, so I started hanging around with you guys. You boys started to go off doing your Lanzarote holiday, didn't you?
So that was 96 we did that, and there was the 8 of us that went on that. So we thought it was a good idea for us lot to make it bigger and better this year, right?
Yeah. What was the great memories from that holiday?
I mean, there were a couple where I probably should have paralysed myself, but
Yeah. Well, there's a
have to go back
certain
on that
one, isn't there, in the tree, or is that?
So that
Or
was
is that? Or do you not want to?
well, no, it was just a rank stupidity moment. We were on a first floor apartment at the end of a long, lovely night. One of our friends, Mr. H, said, "Jim,
It's the spy again. He's like,
so he's the spy.
Mr.
There's a big palm tree that ran up along the side of the building, and he went, "Oh, I want that fruit that's in that tree. I just can't reach it." So me being the gallant hero that I am, I decided to
Fucking
stand
fruit in a tree.
Yeah, so I stood on the retaining wall. So I'm 20 feet up, 25 feet up at this point. I reach out, I get the fruit, and successfully hand it back to Mr. H.
Mr. H.
And then I step off the balcony the wrong way. So rather than stepping down onto the safety of the floor, I fell 25 feet. I mean, technically, it's a good job I was as drunk as I was.
Yeah, I think that's what saved you.
I landed pretty softly, but man alive, that was
the best.
That was a worry.
The best
What fruit was it?
It was like a palm tree, so I don't know what.
Like a palm tree? What, a palm tree and a palm tree? Like a little tiny.
So the tree was a palm tree, so I don't know. It's one of those-
That famous fruit.
palm tree fruit. You know, palm tree fruit. I don't know what it was. It was something.
Oh man,
I remember picking the bloody thing and handing it to him and just going, "There you go, mate." He went, "Cheers," and then I stepped off the wrong way.
The other story that I spring to mind, I don't know if you got more that spring to mind on that holiday. There was the frying pan incident.
The frying pan incident. So yeah, there was. I mean, 8 of us abroad is not a good mix anyway.
No.
We were literally just out of control.
Yeah.
It was sort of first time without any real supervision, I suppose.
blowing off steam and
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, some might say drew a short straw and was left holding the hand of one of our more delicate human beings. He needed looking after a little bit, and at the end of a long week of limited sleep and constant hangovers, he left the top of the toothpaste, and I absolutely lost my shit.
The final straw.
So I just ran after him with a frying pan down the corridor.
So, did you know that you was secretly filming an episode of Bottom when you was doing?
I didn't, but once I found out, wow, I let him have it.
As he fell out that tree.
Bloody hell, Eddie.
Well, I remember the other thing. This is all just what's coming back. But I remember like certain gold leaders having tallies for like certain like scores with the ladies and different bits. But I don't remember. But the certain guy, the fragile guy he was talking about. There's a memory that I remember being involved with you, Jim. Do you remember we was in buying Rayleigh?
Yeah.
And we was one car. I think I was in Paul Oakley's car.
Oh right, yeah.
And I think we had Lee Allen's car, wasn't it? The other one.
I think so.
And they decided to burn it round, didn't they?
Yeah, they had some proper powerful cars, didn't they, at their disposal?
No, like it's like proper,
like Grease.
Yeah, proper sort of like burning.
D-Reg polos. I mean, they were
going for
vicious.
it.
Yeah, 20 miles an hour.
And then Oakley, I think it was, decided to take the shortcut.
He did.
He cut it down, and he smacked straight into Lee Allen. And do you remember the exact words of the fragile guy? What he said when they crashed?
I don't remember the exact words, but please help me.
Right, he started holding his neck. No, did he start holding his?
It sounds familiar. Yeah, thinking he had whiplash. But was he holding?
No, he wasn't. He was holding his. He was holding his. Yeah, no, he's holding
his leg.
He was holding his leg.
But said he had whiplash.
He goes, I think I've got.
I've got whiplash, but holding his knee. Just to understand, bless him.
That'd be totally genuine if he held his neck.
That would make more sense. I was like, something's not ringing right here.
Sorry, I completely balls that one up. I'll take that one.
Do you remember his exact words?
Do you remember?
I don't.
The other thing, Phil, you might remember this memory. I can't remember if you was there, Jim, or you was working that night. Duff.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to tell that one? Because
with a mouthful of wine gum.
Yeah, it was funny, wasn't it? So it was in the pub, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we all come out late, and opposite the pub was loads of what do you call them? Pine trees? Were they pine? No, like pine trees. Conifers. Yeah,
conifers.
Like a row of them.
Jim was always trying to get little palm trees out of them.
So someone had gone back in to go to the toilet. Yeah. So we all hid in the conifers. Right, we'd jump out on them when they come out. So we all hide in these conifers.
Yeah, and it's late night, pitch black.
Yeah. This other bloke comes out. He was known in the pub. He was older than us, and he comes out and he's like singing a song, just minding his own business. Thinks he's completely alone. Doesn't know there's about half a dozen people hiding in trees, and he goes to jump over like one of the chains in the car park, but he catches his leg and he just falls flat on his face. And then that's it. We all just emerge from the trees, bursts and alarm, and he was so shocked. He's
he was right.
What the fuck is going on?
You just think you've got away with something. It's like, yes.
We did a couple of mate.
Well, you're just cracking up.
The fragile guy we talked about a minute ago. We used to follow him home from the bread and cheese. So he used to walk down a dirt track. And then we'd drive down behind him, and then we'd turn off the lights, wouldn't we?
Kill the lights, wouldn't it?
And then
kill the lights.
And this was in my shitty brown Mitchell.
And then stop the car, wasn't it? Yeah. But then when he'd speed up, we'd speed up. It was like proper wankerish. He was literally running for his life because he
didn't know who it was.
But if you go there in your head, you're thinking, I'm walking home.
Yeah.
There's a car behind me.
Totally secluded area.
4 lads in there.
Yeah. I'm in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like he had every right to run for his...
Not that, it's my mates.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be doing anything nasty to me, But, seems like a funny idea.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, 100% acceptable. But, there's some other stuff. The other thing is there's a guy from school. This, again, is a bit horrific. But
should we expect anything?
So do you remember Wesley Evans?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wesley Evans. And I remember him telling us about another guy we went to school with who'd gone really off the rails by then. He started doing house burglaries.
Oh, that is taking it up a step.
So, but...
We were only running away from the Indian last week.
Well, yeah. But he burgled Wesley's house. And can you think what his calling card might be? So the burglar's calling card. So it
wasn't like the Wet Bandits, like Home Alone.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've only ever seen Home Alone. So did they turn the taps on?
So what do you think it could be? Do you reckon he left?
My guess is someone's taken a dump somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's really... It's
also, bad enough that they've violated
spreading your
DNA. Where did he leave said?
On the bed. They used
to
take a crap on the bed.
That's a lovely touch.
You'd have to time it right, though, wouldn't it?
I don't. I'm trying to think.
You have to have a big meal 2 hours.
I'm a regular guy, so you'd have to like work.
I'm a regular guy.
So you telling us you'd be a morning burglar then?
Yeah, that'd be like some morning or.
I don't know how you can. I don't know
early
how you can time that.
Yeah. Morning, early evening.
Well, because but that's the thing.
Like a Neighbours kind of. Neighbours plops.
But that's the thing. Like, what happens if you don't want to shit? Do you wait there? Do you risk getting busted by the police?
He's sat there 6 hours.
Unless he does it earlier and just takes it in a bag and then pours it on the bed.
Tupperware.
Well, here's like Blue Peter. Here's one I prepared earlier.
Just as a sample of them.
Just puts them around.
He's got them all in the freezer. He's got loads of them just ready.
Yeah, Nan, can you take a shit in this bag for me? I don't think I can go at him.
I've only had salads for the past couple of weeks. It's going to be a mess.
I've got to do 3 break-ins later. I'm pushed for time.
I'm double busy here, love. Come on, chop.
Come on, then. Well, yeah. So that was another bizarre memory. Well, it wasn't a memory; it's someone else's, but not a nice memory. But Yeah, apart from that, that's really it. Oh, no.
I like the way that he's just so casually goes, apart from that, that's it, really.
Oh, no, the other thing
But don't
is
forget,
the
we
big
were keeping
thing.
him on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, when did
At
this
what
happen?
point did we keep him on the straight and narrow?
December the 31st, 97.
Yeah, we
No,
really
so
didn't start until the latter part.
Sorry,
of the
we
year.
touched on it earlier. Sorry, you didn't touch on it earlier, but we touched on it off air. It was festivals that we. It was our. I think it was all.
Yes.
Was it all our first festival?
Yeah, festival wise.
Gigs we'd done. Yeah.
Gigs we'd done,
yeah.
but
Festival, this was the big
was my
one,
first
yeah.
festival, and I was
Yeah.
so excited, like a little kid. And so it was. Do you remember the festival?
V Festival.
Of course, it was V
V
Up the
Festival.
road to us, wasn't it?
Do you have you?
20 minutes up the road, it took about 2 hours getting there.
I don't.
You didn't have the
'cause-
new road even then as well. It was the old road, wasn't it?
Absolute
So it was
shambles,
absolute
wasn't it?
Right, I've
Yeah.
got some questions for you about it, or have you got anything written down about it, Jim? Or
It was more of a sort of a memory. It was just an amazing lineup. Was
Yeah.
the first thing that sort of crept out at you. I know that we hadn't got experience
Right.
of said festivals, but it was a hell of a
well, I'm
lot.
going to give you a bit of a quiz here.
Go on then.
So, can you give me 4 acts on the Saturday?
Oh, you're even talking about the day.
All right, no, okay,
I
give
can
me.
barely
Okay,
remember what I had for breakfast
right,
last
no,
week.
okay, all right, too specific.
But, yeah.
So, give me. Give me. Can you give me 8 acts that were there?
Oh, fucking hell, it's gone up a bit, isn't it?
No,
Tumble
on the
Wumble,
Saturday and Sunday. This is
Tumble
Saturday. and
Wumble, wasn't it? Were there?
So I
Green
mean,
Day?
No.
No? Was that the year after? I
Blur.
remember seeing Green Day there.
Blur were there.
Yeah,
they
point
headlined.
for Jimmy.
Prodigy,
Yeah,
Ash,
yeah,
Foo Fighters,
yeah.
Reef,
Reef were there, yeah.
Placebo.
I remember watching Reef burning my arse off in that hot sun. Yeah.
Blue Tones,
Blue Tones were there, yeah.
Dodgy, always there.
Dodgy.
wasn't
Jake, yeah.
they? I think Beck was there. Beck was a headliner, wasn't
It
he?
was, yeah, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. Manson,
Manson, yeah.
Oh, that one
Charles
that one
Manson.
song.
Wide Open Space.
Shut-
That was it. That's all you needed, wasn't it? Yeah, Cooler Shaker.
Cooler Shaker, yeah. They were massive back then, weren't they? Yeah.
And that was their time, wasn't it? They didn't last long, but
Not really, no.
Gene?
Gene were there, yeah. Guess how much a day ticket cost?
so what?
40
what-
quid.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are we looking at now? They when they
So-
finished,
so
what,
camping-
200 odd quid, wouldn't they? But at the end of the
Yeah.
the run,
Well-
it got really expensive.
Yeah, it got really expensive. But to start off, first year, how much do you think camping was? How much do you
reckon-
think single ticket
reckon-
was?
Single day, 25 quid.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I would have thought about 65 quid for the weekend or something.
No, it's 50 quid for camping, £28 for a single ticket.
That's amazing.
For
isn't
some
it?
amazing
they're-
thing.
That's like a day now. 50 quid would be a day ticket.
Oh,
easily.
more than that, yeah.
The-
80
Watch, so yeah, you got to. I think you could take your drink in to begin with,
For the
couldn't
first
you?
one, yeah.
for the
'cause
first
they
one.
only had the 2 stages as well, didn't they? And then like a dance thing. But then
Yeah.
it evolved.
They didn't. They
Every
didn't
one of
have
them
all
just
like your
evolved.
fairground rides and all
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
No,
all the side stuff. It was just
think you could-
purely, here's one tent.
You could do
always had-
fires, couldn't you? And
You always have the
barbecues.
little
And,
popper stall, though, don't you?
yeah, the
Always.
poppers. Yeah, I remember.
Always. One selling
Do you remember?
money's-
Do you remember Phil like a
Sounds
certain all nighter?
Yeah. That was funny, wasn't it?
Yeah, we come back and we was absolutely mashed. We must have watched either Blur or Prodigy or someone.
Yeah.
And we was absolutely hammered. And I think some guy was coming up to us offering us sort of.
But I don't think I was with you.
no.
We was at the camp together.
Oh no, we was on a break.
We'd split up. We'd had a break at some point.
Artistic difference.
We realised we couldn't live without each other. No, but we'd split up. I think you'd gone into like the dance tent,
Yeah, because I was renowned for my moves.
and we met back at the camp.
Yeah.
And I just remember you coming back and going, "Who's up for an all nighter? I've got 2
Whatever,
I've got 2
acids,
acids from this bloke, blah blah." And I'd never done acid before, and I'd always been intrigued to do it. I was like, yeah, I'll have a go at it. You know, we're on a festival. Fuck it, that's what you're meant to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
What safer place is there?
So we did it, didn't we? And I think a half hour later, me and you were asleep in the tent.
Yeah, do you know what? It weren't just that. We listened to classic FM.
Yeah. And it's a classic FM. I remember we were laughing.
On like a wind-up radio or something?
Yeah, we just thought it'd be hilarious. Just like,
and we was talking about thinking we was in a Tom and Jerry movie because the classical music was so it probably had, it was like
Maybe.
a drink or it had some of
oh,
it.
it's placebo or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, festival's amazing. Like that
Absolutely.
whole the vibe for the weekend. The people you'd see who got so smashed, you'd step over them. They'd be like hammered from about 2:00.
Oh yeah,
in the
you
afternoon.
had some that went really early
Yeah,
doors.
it's like you're just thinking, how the fuck did you manage to do that?
Yeah,
It's just, and you miss
absolutely.
the whole day. Just
Yeah.
like
Wake up sunburnt on the back of your neck. and
yeah,
then
just like why, you know?
Oh,
It's like,
should we do it all again tomorrow? It was just that
but-
that feeling of waking up with a really dry mouth, and
It's a
the only
great
thing
vibe.
you've got in your tent was more beer, but it was warm
Yeah.
beer.
Oh, yeah,
Quick,
100%.
quick swill of that, and then we're ready to go again for the next day.
Yeah, the warm bit. Yeah, that was gross, wasn't it? Yeah,
There was never even a thought of showers, washing, anything. It was
I think I remember as
when
well.
you stay with the girls, like they had wet wipes, they had toothbrushes, the lot. I turned up to the first one.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a sleeping bag.
Oh no, you didn't.
I had
did you
to.
know, yeah.
I was looking basically to either get in with someone, or what I ended up doing.
Or
was having
some
to
stranger you don't know.
Well, I was so cold because
okay.
the weather was so good that it went from like 28, 29 degrees during the day to like 5 degrees at night.
And then at 5 in the morning, suddenly it's really hot.
Absolutely
I've got that.
cold. So I'm wearing like 3 lots of different clothes all down my legs. Just
Do you
to try
know?
and keep warm.
Do you know what image I got in my head? You know, from
I hate to think now.
you know, Carry On Camping.
Yeah.
There's like Charles Hawtrey who plays like
Yeah.
I think he's Mr. Muggins or something like. Oh, he's something stupid like
Yeah.
that, and he tries to get in with Terry Scott and his wife.
Yeah.
and that's the image I
That's
got in.
me.
You
Just-
trying to get in?
Just anyone.
Just some random.
I'm really cold. Can you let me into your tent, please?
go.
No, obviously not.
Oh, Peter.
I remember as well, like training my body not to like do a shit either. Like I remember the first because I just refused to go in the Portaloos.
You wouldn't have made a good burglar.
But I do remember like not doing like shit for the whole weekend.
It was only a couple of days. And you're like,
I
that's
was probably
not bad.
like, at some point, of all the shit I was eating and drinking, I must have been busting, but I didn't do it. And then I remember just getting home and just like letting loose. But
Yeah, well.
just like, like going, like, obviously in the piss and have.
You only ever
just
went
go in the
into-
bushes
Yeah,
or the woods,
100%,
but I just refused to go in the
It was so much
Portaloos.
easier for blokes at a festival, wasn't it? It was just
Yeah.
like anywhere you wanted to, basically just right, I'm peeing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the queues for the ladies were just mental. But
Yeah.
You never went into a Portaloo if you could help
No,
it.
not really,
Especially
no.
not on the last morning.
No,
When they were getting tipped over and stuff. It was like, oh,
no.
God.
they were pretty grim, weren't they? Yeah.
Vile stuff.
But yeah,
Veracity.
apart from that, that's
That is not a
that's
bad
all I
record.
got. Well, the only last thing is like, Jimmy, you don't mind doing it. It's just something we got from Wayne, a memory we got from Wayne. That was to do with kind of this sort of time. It was. I was just thinking about it today. That was a friend we went to school with.
So this is
Wayne,
from
sent this in.
one of our chums. So I'll just read it full out. Do you remember the fake radio show prank calls that we did? You were on our phone downstairs and I was on the one in my folks' bedroom. We did a quiz and if they got it right, we pretended they'd won money. There's 2 that stick in my head especially. One was an Indian woman that was really excited because she'd never won anything. You were the radio presenter and I was the assistant that took their details. You even finished off with, and here's Bob Marley and the Wailers with 3 little birds. And you held up the earphone from your Walkman up to the phone. And the other was that
Sound quality must be.
we somehow got
Yeah.
through to the Ministry of Defence. So we were just calling random 0800 numbers. And the guy realised it was a prank and thought it was hilarious. Said, because it was the Ministry of Defence, all calls were recorded, so he was going to play it to everyone in the office.
Yeah, man. So it was pretty. Pretty hard. We're just so bored. Like we've passed that era now, but it was just when when you just. I'd like to think at
I mean,
43.
thank God for the internet. That's all we're saying. Otherwise, it would just be you sitting in your kitchen,
It was just bored
dialing
before, like,
random
phone jack and
numbers.
that. I remember we'd go in these 0800. There was this security number called Tiger Watch, and we must have fucked these people off royally.
Were these people literally watching tigers?
Oh, that's what we'd call. That's all we'd.
That was your question.
Yeah, that was
Line
all we'd do,
line
and we'd
of
just go hello, and we'd
How
just
many
go
tigers
look.
you seen?
Don't you just get bored? You just fed up with watching tigers.
Don't they sleep like 20 hours a day anyway?
And then like you do know this is being tracked, and you're going to get this and that, and we're just almost like it's almost like phone jacking.
It's a whole Simpson, like Bart Simpson phoning the pub, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
100%. Yeah.
I'm looking for Seymour Butts.
Seymour But oh man, but that used to be. You just didn't have that. You with that board, you created your own entertainment.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, not
Nowadays-
that bored, but there just wasn't the options that you got
you
now.
can
Sort
plug
of thing.
into
Yeah.
anything, can't you? But
So that was
Kids
yeah,
don't
good
understand.
times. Good
do they?
times.
They don't
yeah.
understand the struggles.
Exactly, man.
I'm bored. Go and
bored.
do something. All right, I'm going to phone the Ministry of Defence, apparently.
Yeah. Go burgle someone's house and shit on their bed. Go. Go.
No, don't come back till
Yeah,
dusk.
exactly.
Any memories from yourself, Mr. Reynolds, or have we covered off most of it?
The only thing is, I had a lads' holiday as well. I went to Tenerife as well. So I went to
Yeah, I was going to
Tenerife
say,
with the boys.
because 96 was Lanzarote. wasn't
Oh,
it?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Tenerife
went,
seems to
I
be
went
the
with a small
destination,
crowd. I think it was
so-
about 4 or 5 of us. Tenerife, that was good.
Nice.
Just the thing, shitty tattoos comes to mind. So,
Yeah.
so we had a 2-week holiday, and we used to go to this bar. And it was empty. It was called the Concrete Bar. And I think it was owned by like Swedish guys.
Right.
And it used to play our music, like indie, hard rock metal stuff. Before we'd go to like down the strip where it was all like dance.
Tatty,
yeah. So we always used to go there, and they used to we used to be their guinea pigs for shots. So they used to
Not for tattoos.
So we never had to pay for them. They would just line them up and go, try this one, bang. And honestly, we'd have like 15, 20 before we'd even start. And they would like, oh yeah, that's good.
That works, that doesn't.
Yeah.
This one's made
so every night we'd go there, it was brilliant. But they also had like a dentist chair, and they used to do tattoos. So we like...
Oh, this wasn't for shots?
No. Sorry, I'd say a dentist chair, not the dentist chair we know
Like
from Euros, but they had like a
chair,
tattoo chair, it was cool. And they literally did their own tattoos. And so three of us, me included, got tattooed. But I mean, my one is crap and as gay as fuck. But
it's the best one out of the three.
It's the best one out of the three of them. So the other one's got Jimi Hendrix, which doesn't look like it, and the other one
the portrait.
It looks more like Warren Beatty than Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah. It takes a lot to actually get a portrait tattoo done.
And the other one,
you
know the famous Jim Morrison one on the front cover of the Doors.
Yeah.
Like someone got that one done. It looks more like Cher.
Do you think so? I think it looks weird. It looks like a 13-year-old girl. Like 12 or whatever. It looks weird. Like it doesn't look like Jim Morrison. It looks creepy because it's, I don't know. That's how I thought. I never had the heart to tell him. But it looks like
you just have.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But I mean, I just opted for a simple star, which is rubbish. But like in hindsight, I was just like
far wrong, right?
No, I was just like.
Well, it turns out they could, but not as badly wrong.
That was funny. Yeah, so
Cher or
my one and only tattoo we got on that holiday. But it was a good holiday. So, but not much. No,
they were great. It was just absolutely. It was just total and utter sort of luxury. You could just do what you wanted.
I think the rest of the year it was just more more pubs, just being in the pub every night and just doing that stuff kind of really.
So were you working at this point?
Working. So still working at Hadley. What about you, Jimmy? Got any memories of the year?
Aside from what you've mentioned, it was literally just kind of trying not to mess it up with girls, and so obviously I think we'd sort of settled kind of down. I'd met my missus and we were off and on, but not anything serious. So it was just sort of...
a bit like me and Phil.
Exactly like you and Phil, but without the real deep
classical music night.
We just
back on track.
We never listened to classic FM.
I'd recommend to any people who do go on breaks and that, try and rekindle your relationship with some classical music.
And acid.
and some shit acid.
Shit acid and
in
classic
a field
FM.
in Chelmsford.
Whilst watching Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, exactly, that'll get you.
Yeah, but it was just more of the same, wasn't it? It was just... So I didn't start working. I went to uni. I procrastinated as well. So it was more just sort of trying to fill out time really until university started. It was just more how much money can I save versus how can I still manage to go out every night plus the
black,
Bosch, plus Tots, various nightclubs, and then still somehow save for a lad's holiday and then festivals and all the rest of it, plus running a car and everything else that you need to do. It's like, where did this money come from?
Some of you boys dip into your savings?
Oh,
you
God, 100%.
So parents and nans and that had been saving.
Out working in a pub sort of 4 hours a day really didn't give you enough money to make it work.
The other thing I was going to say is, do you remember we used to go around like Geraldine and Alan's as well, doing like in the week. Because like Alan would have, do you remember the little tiny green bottles of like Stella and stuff like that?
Because people were still doing, I suppose, runs to like Calais.
We'd be going out the back, wouldn't we? Just be like going in. Yeah.
I remember going Tots one night and someone brought back a big case of 20, and then I remember just drinking it all day. I think I had the day off work.
All day?
Yeah, I was. I was drinking it all day. I remember Wimbledon was on. I remember watching Wimbledon, just drinking it. And by the time I got to Tots, fuck. I think I feel like really pissed off Claire. I remember I did say, I don't know, she slapped me around the face. And I was just like,
standard standard. Yeah, it's just trying to make ends meet, really, wasn't it? That's all it was. Just keep it going, keep the party going.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Wasn't ready for adulthood.
Not really. I still used to sort of pull the heartstrings a little bit on the parents as well. Like just, everyone else is going.
I used to.
It is a test.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Oh, go on then. Then like, I can't lend you any more money, Rich. I can't.
Getting cut off.
Okay, and then a little. knock. And then, don't tell your dad. It's going.
Yeah, 10 minutes later, your dad said, don't tell your mum, here's another
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
Sorry, I'm like, I've got 50 quid here, I don't know what to do with myself. Come on,
Don't
lads.
worry. Secret safe with
Then
me.
the dog's paws on there. Let's go.
You got 20 quid. You got 20 quid I can buy.
Amazing, isn't it?
It's like, you've blown all the fucking dog food again, you motherfucker.
What a year, though. What a year.
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous times. Excellent. That is, well, that's quite the roundup. Well done. Always on your phone during important meetings. Dinner dates gone to pot because you can't keep your eyes off your phone. Not being able to talk about film endings with your friends because you didn't actually watch it because you were on your phone. Try GAFL,
Get a fucking life.
our new app which sends you notifications silently even when your phone is off silent mode.
I used the GAFL app and managed to sit through a dinner with my partner without looking at my phone once. I managed to reply to all my messages later when I finished. I didn't even realise I had my phone on me. And I even got laid too.
This app is fantastic. I watched the film the whole way through without my phone going off once. When I go out to the cinema, I managed to reply to my wife who was in labour just in time to hear my baby girl being born. Then I managed to talk about the film in depth with my friends down the pub. Fantastic.
GAFL
Get a fucking life.
will allow you to interact with the people you care for rather than the people you don't even know. GAFL is available now. Any people that purchase GAFL and do not interact with loved ones cannot hold GAFL responsible. All other T's and C's apply.
Get a fucking life.
So, chaps, let's talk about news and current affairs from the year 97. I will start you rolling with a couple of zingers. So, Cool Britannia begins its kind of reign with Tony Blair winning the general election. Major out,
Yeah.
Blair in, everything gets cooler. They brought in the most women MPs in history. They brought in the first Muslim MP, and the Conservatives were totally eliminated in Scotland and Wales. They broke records all over the shop.
And when then, like, Noel Gallagher was invited into the...
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
when they tried to make politics a bit cool, didn't they? It was like,
Yeah.
they had the whole Oasis soundtrack.
Noel and Meg, wasn't it? And,
yeah, Damien Hirst was there.
That's
and
right,
all
yeah.
those kind of goes. But it started a movement. It tried to make Britain cool for the first time in quite a while. You mentioned sort of Noel
Emphasis on
Gallagher.
the word try, though.
Yeah, tried. Oasis released their third album
Oh.
and break records all over the shop, and it sells 350,000 copies on day one.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, I forgot how big that was, actually.
It was
yeah.
huge, but it's all that whole soundtrack to the whole year, wasn't it?
Wasn't the only memory I've got of that album is I remember TFI Friday,
Yeah,
and it starts with Chris Evans like and they've got like he's dressed up in surgery gear like in his scrubs.
yeah,
And,
I know exactly where you're going.
And then
yeah.
like they're getting like defib out, and they're
Yeah,
going
the
clear,
paddles.
clear, and it goes on about a minute or so, and then they pull the sheet back, and it's the Oasis CD cover because it was
No
dead.
good, yeah.
They were just going, it's dead.
No,
it's
yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
That's the only bit I remember about it. Just think, oh fucking hell, they fucking,
there was...
they
they-
not mocked that proper.
They crucified him, didn't they? Bless them. But yeah, absolutely. It was definitely happening though. Where are we? I've got the UK wins Eurovision.
Oh,
you remember,
yes,
you
yeah.
remember when we actually won something?
But did it, though? Because it's Katrina and the Waves, wasn't it?
And they were Canadian.
Canadian, yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
mean, technically, we'll take anything at this
Yeah,
point.
exactly,
We were last for so long, weren't we? It was like,
They must be our last winners, aren't they? Are they the last ones? They
I
must be.
think they probably were actually, yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. Love Shine a Light.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Shine a
Is
Light.
it really?
was a bad song. But yeah, we did. We won.
It was typical Eurovision song, though.
It was pap, but it was their pap that they liked. But yeah, we did all right. Got the first Harry Potter book was released this year. So I remember reading that on subsequent holidays with the missus, just quickly round the pool, nick it off someone because you could read it in about
Well,
20
at the
minutes.
time, he was into Harry Potter, was you then?
Well, I didn't take any books with me, so the difference between a lad's holiday and a couple's holiday was very different. So the following year, I think we went on our first holiday away. It was like, oh, so she's just going to lay by the pool all day. I haven't got anyone to like play football with or wrestle with or whatever we used to do on lads holiday, messing around. So it's like, oh,
Better get a frying pan out there.
Yeah. Smash.
and she's leaving the lid on the toothbrush, so everything's all right. I don't know what to do with myself. So yeah, I think someone's reading it around the pool. I was like, well, you done with that? Can I have a read? So, but it was like 20 seconds, wasn't it? It was so thin a book. It was terrible. But there we go. It was released anyway. Sold 120 million copies so far.
Yeah, it's impressive.
She's done all right.
Yeah.
Dale, what you got? What else do you know?
Well, the obvious ones are probably Diana, Doddy, and there's still. Sorry, I know he sounds like a TV character from children's TV. Doddy, yeah, Doddy. Where is it? Where's Doddy? Doddy, come here. Come on, Doddy. Oh. Yeah, so I went on a bit of a weird one.
You went on a total ramble there, but we let you have it.
Yeah, no, but I didn't really know where to go. So probably because of the topic, so we'll leave it there. Then you had, it was weird because Diana died, and then you had Mother Teresa died.
Yes,
didn't
she did. Yeah.
But the positive thing that came out of Mother Teresa dying was that she invented Mama Terry's, which was a pizza chain. And she one of the famous ones, as we know, is the sizzling sandal. That's the pizza, and also so it's the.
I like the way he's touching more on this than he is the Diana. Like, literally, the Diana bit literally just got no airtime. That's all.
I thought we were going to wax slightly more lyrical on it, but he went doddy diddy doddy doddy diddy doddy doddy doddy, and then started talking about a sizzling sandal pizza.
Diddy doddy do? Diddy doddy get a sizzling sandal pizza?
See, I wasn't here when Diana died. I was in Tenerife.
I thought he was going to say I was driving the car in Paris.
So I remember
August, wasn't it?
Yeah. I remember walking to the news agent. We was in the morning just get some breakfast, and the bloke behind the counter was, your princess is dead. And I was like, what the fuck's he talking about? Not really with it at the time. And then obviously we found out like minutes later. So I missed like the funeral and everything, but obviously I hear stories like
it was just
so gloomy, like people getting out of their cars and just stopping and crying.
Absolutely.
And I didn't. Fortunately, I didn't see that. It kind of died down by the time I got back off holiday. But yeah, it sounded like it was awful.
It was just bananas.
It was weird. It was a weird time.
Was it just the biggest TV sort of audience except for the 1966 World Cup final?
Oh, really?
Other than that, that was huge. It was like 32 million people in the UK, but 2.5 billion around the world watched the funeral.
Yeah.
And people were like split on her, weren't they? As we talked about before, weren't they?
Yeah. You got that. Yeah,
but even still, whatever their faults are, I think everyone was still hurt by what happened. It was.
I mean, worse was to come when Elton John released that single.
That was bad.
Candle in the Wind was just.
Well, they were all coming out at that time.
You just made me.
It was any depressing song. Was linked to Diana. So you had the verbs, the drug. I mean, the drugs had nothing to do with that. But suddenly, just because it was a slow song, it was like associated with this
anything melancholic. Diana based.
I think R.E.M's "Everybody Hurts" come out. I think they did a whole album of just every sad song you could find. And then like named it the Diana tribute or something.
Listen to it was terrible business. Wasn't it?
It was pretty bad.
But that was the first time actually because they accused like the Queen of not saying anything for quite a while, and it was the one that made the royal family change the way they'd been, and they were very aloof and sort of reserved and stuff. It was the first time they sort of came out and showed a human side. And then since then they've been trying to slowly but surely kind of increase their and stuff,
recently she started burping after the Queen's speech, and
she
lagering around.
She lit a fart last week, didn't she?
Come on, lads.
She lit a fart.
She lit a fart. Yeah, absolutely cracked it out. It's amazing. Well done, everyone. And then that was it. Yeah.
Yes.
I love your impression.
Here's a cracker.
Happy New Year.
OJ found guilty in a libel case, wasn't found guilty in a real case, but he got absolutely fleeced. Bill Clinton was sworn in for the second time, probably. Sworn in, what was it? Just like Monica
Lewinsky. Said it was like a little tongue twister for you. Sworn in. Let's go back down to Sean Connery. Let's not go there.
Yeah,
terrible.
I've had a lovely time. Sri Lanka Tamil Tigers, overrun a military base, killed 100 people. Tamil Tigers, like to this day, is probably the funniest name for a terrorist group.
I thought it was a
Tamil
football
Tigers.
team or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It sounds like it doesn't sound like
rugby
Tamil
league.
Tigers.
like everything.
Like the,
Al
Witness Vikings.
Qaeda, IRA seems like there's a bit. Tamil Tigers seem like like you say we're playing them next week in a
It
friendly.
sounds like they'd be playing Joss's Giants. in the
Yeah,
first
exactly.
picture, doesn't it?
Ooh, Tamil Tigers. Ooh, do. Yeah, tornadoes at it, but second deadly.
Just out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere.
Tornadoes at it.
Tornadoes at it, the second deadliest one in history, kills 27 people. But why do tornadoes not get names like hurricanes? To ask me that, Jimmy. Phil, can you answer me that?
Do they not? I don't know.
I
Do
wish
they
I
not?
could.
They don't know.
Nice.
No.
Are they not a strong enough wind then? Is that the problem?
Are they just
don't
are they
know, that's
more spontaneous? I don't know. Whereas
know.
hurricanes are.
Do you see them building and
Yeah,
stuff?
I don't know.
In the weather charts?
Well,
Yeah,
they're
no,
more scripted.
That's actually quite.
Yeah.
It's quite a sensible answer. Well done, Phil.
Maybe I don't know.
I think
There
we
you
might
go.
have turned a corner.
Cool.
Let's turn back.
I've got a couple more beers. Yeah, don't worry.
Brian
the
Harvey-
Sean Connery impressions will come out later.
Brian Harvey got sacked from E17.
No
this year
Yeah.
for advocating the use of
Ecstasy.
ecstasy tablets,
Yeah,
saying
he
it's
did, didn't he?
perfectly safe. And then in the same,
It was-
almost the same month, I think, Noel Gallagher was like having drugs. He's like having a cup of tea for me. so there was
and
lots
it
of that
was-
trying to be too cool.
We actually missed last year, didn't we, with Leah Betts, I think.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
So I
it's
was
all
gonna
sort
say
of
that was huge.
yeah,
wasn't
big,
it?
wasn't it? Yeah.
carrying on to that. So,
Google.com is registered as a domain name.
the starting.
And, well, another starting thing, just as big, Netflix is founded.
Is it really?
But
Which started out as an online
Love-
DVD
Love
rental
Film?
service. Or
Yes.
something like that.
They post you a DVD
Yeah.
in the and then you have to post it back to them.
Yeah,
It's a random
25
world, isn't it?
years ago, eh?
Holy
Now
moly.
we're all glued to Netflix, aren't we?
Like,
Okay.
Just not chilling.
yeah, very little chilling in my house. All
Every,
Netflix.
well,
I've got Chris Evans resigned from Radio 1.
oh, yeah.
Do
That
you know
was
why?
big news.
Why he resigned? So
When
he
he-
brought in 700,000 viewers.
When
to
he
his
just like
breakfast show.
didn't he like miss a couple of mornings? I think.
He asked for a 4-day week
Is that weird?
because he didn't want to. He didn't want to work Fridays.
He did. He,
way ahead
he
of
was
his
getting
time.
too
He
big.
was, wasn't he? Yeah.
Well, he was
So
doing Tier 5
yeah.
Friday, so he
Yeah.
probably just wanted to do it for that, I suppose.
yeah,
Maybe.
absolutely. So they said no, and he went, "Oh, all right, I'll leave."
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, there you go, next. But yeah,
Yeah, and then he went to Virgin, didn't he? I think?
he did indeed and made a success there. He was always worth taking a punt on. It's like that kind
Yeah.
of Dennis Wise Maverick, wasn't it?
I never got like. There's something about Chris Evans that I should hate, but I don't know. He's like one of them.
Yeah.
For some reason,
Yeah,
his
but
charisma.
even if you didn't like him, some reason you had to listen to him.
Yeah,
He was
exactly,
quite
yeah.
controversial as
Just
well,
think
wasn't
you
he?
never knew what he might say
Yeah.
or might not say, or
Yeah.
you might miss something. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he brought that with him. He was
that whole,
very
yeah.
like...
FOMO. He brought in FOMO.
FOMO,
I mean,
there you go.
good grief, who knew? I have got a couple more bits and bobs. Eco-activist Swampy. Do you remember that guy in front of the news? Do you remember him?
Name rings a bell.
So he was basically one of the. So you had the people that were trying to sort of stop development of like roads and encroaching onto areas of natural beauty. He was called Swampy. He basically just lived underground in tunnels.
It reminds
under
me a
these
bit
roads.
of.
Well, Shredder.
It reminds me a bit of. There's, like how you get like a bit of a crazy or a bit of a weird kid. A bit like Pizza Face. Swampy sounds like the sort of name you
Yeah,
get someone
you
walking
just-
past. You go, "Oi, Swampy!"
Yeah, exactly.
And then just like fuck off because you know he's
Because
gonna.
he might just like be covered in a bit of mud one day.
Maybe
but
he did.
that's it. That's
Maybe he
enough
got
to
bullied
get a-
so much he moved underground.
Yes.
Just
Like the
like
one-
tunnels.
Yeah, but he was the last person to emerge from a tunnel under the A30 in Devon. He was under there a week and a half.
Wow.
Just
Really?
to stop a road being built. Turns out they pulled him out, built the road anyway.
Yeah,
Good luck. Well done, Swampy.
Good old
Still,
Swampy.
you remember his name 25
Well,
years
exactly.
later.
Exactly.
Yeah, he knew what way he was going. I don't know. Dale, what else you got?
Got Che Guevara's remains were returned to Cuba.
I thought you said shaved Guevara. And I was like,
He was shaved. Che Guevara, no, they didn't. They
terrible.
shaved one.
Shaved
They just
Guevara.
shaved him, completely bald.
Can you imagine what he looked like without the beard in the
Yeah,
pictures?
it would be like
Very
a bit
different-
of,
very
the
different
t-shirts
feature.
would be different, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, they returned his remains back to Cuba, where because he was executed in Bolivia in 1967. So what? It's like, I'm not being funny, but like his remains.
30 years.
Yeah, there's not going to be too.
Paperwork moves slowly in Bolivia, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And what exactly? I don't know. What is just they could have handed back anything, really, couldn't they? So,
Well, exactly. Just
wouldn't have
swept around the back of the paper trail.
I made I bodged up last episode. I actually got the Mike Tyson thing wrong. It was actually this year.
Oh, right, okay.
But Mike Tyson did bite into a Swiss roll and then kicked a nun in the tits. So, yeah. So,
should have been
Made
away.
it all
Yeah,
right
so,
this time. Phil, what else have you got?
News in England: a lady called Diana Blood wins the right to use her dead husband's
Oh,
sperm.
I read about this one, yeah. So he
I thought it
died
was a
like
bit of a
2-3 years
strange-
before, didn't he?
Yeah.
And she'd been talking about just trying to
got
get
taken
pregnant
to court,
with
and
him.
she won the court case to use her dead husband's sperm.
Madness.
oh, it was. Okay. Fair enough.
Weird. I mean, who else does it belong to? Would be your argument, I suppose. They're married for however long. He's dead. Who else wants it? I've got a couple more things just to rattle on. Larder cars stops being imported into the UK this year. Much maligned, much missed. Many a joke made up.
Yeah,
about
that was,
them.
wasn't it? You've got
Hundreds of
Larder,
them.
or Skoda in it. Larder,
Yeah.
Skoda, them sort of cars. Isn't it?
I can't even remember any of them, but there was hundreds of them back in like last year of primary school, maybe. There's a rich vein of form for the funny kids at school. Now, there are 4 teams of football that got all new grounds opened this year.
96?
New grounds.
97.
New,
97, yeah, 97.
Well done.
new grounds. Completely new.
Completely new grounds. Can
What, in
you-
the top flight or
So I think they must have been up there or thereabouts, and they've all since been
Southampton.
relegated. They've all since been relegated. So they're no
Southampton.
longer in the Premier League.
Millwall,
No,
QPR,
no,
Wolves. No.
No.
No, but they've still got more than you.
Crystal Palace?
no. They're still in there.
No, Selhurst
Oh, no, they're
Park's
not in
been-
it no more.
They're not in it anymore.
So these teams are not in. Oh, okay, Christ.
So I'm going to.
Oh, Middlesbrough.
I'm going to push you up
Middlesbrough.
north. Middlesbrough are not this year. They're the year
Blackburn.
before. No, but you're close. Ballpark. Think that way.
Sunderland.
Sunderland is one, Dale.
Okay.
One's in trouble with administration
Derby.
currently, Derby.
Derby. Okay.
And then think wet week or wet Wednesdays in
Grimsby, Stoke.
Stoke, and the last one,
Oh, it's like
Bolton. All opened new grounds this year, and since then
Really?
they've been plummeting like bitches.
Christ.
So doesn't always work.
that's what happens.
Does indeed. The Grand National was delayed this year and run instead of a Sunday, it was run on a Monday because there was an IRA bomb threat.
The only other bit of sport.
Oh,
which I
they
think
what?
is-
A bomb on the horse?
Yes.
Yeah, it didn't have to go over
Didn't have to do- if it
30 miles per
if it went under 30, it blew up.
The only other bit of sport, which I think deserves mentioning, considering where we all went wax lyrical over what's her name this year, winning the US Open at age 18, is Martina Hingis wins Wimbledon at age 16.
Oh, really?
16.
Apparently so.
So when does she get
Fucking
stabbed in the back?
No, that's
No, it was Selish.
Oh, Sellish. Oh,
the
okay.
Hingis is the Swiss girl. Was she
She was
Swiss?
Swiss,
okay.
yeah.
That's 16 years old.
That's
winning
crazy,
Wimbledon.
isn't it?
I think she won the US Open that year as well. I'm not 100%. I've got
16.
16 years
That's
old.
mad.
I mean, we're all going mad this year about what's
Yeah,
that?
Raducanu.
Yeah, 18. Isn't it?
Wowzers.
But 16 years old.
16.
Winning
I could barely
Wimbledon.
tie my shoelaces at 16.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Holy mackerel. That's impressive. One more impressive feat. The land speed record was broken this year. Can you even begin to imagine how fast they went on land?
330.
I mean, way higher.
16 miles per hour.
800.
Slightly higher. So it was 763 miles an hour in a car.
Wow.
It actually broke the sound barrier on
really?
land. Madness.
What if it shook like my Metro?
The door
Oh, really?
opens.
What with Claire in there?
On a Friday night.
Like Simpsons car, you have to actually hold the doors closed as well.
Don't come and knock. The car is
If
rocking.
the metro's rocking. What a horrifying thought. Let's eliminate that from our minds entirely. I think that brings down a very tacky curtain onto the news.
Would have it no
Let's-
other way.
Hello there. Have you ever thought about being circumcised, but worried about what style you'd like? Well, here at Paul Skinbacks, we have over 100 styles to choose from our catalogue of helmets. From anything from a standard short back and sides to the Alec Baldwin, the Darth Vader, or even the Kamikaze pilot. Paul Skinbacks, a family business since 1809.
Let's talk about the telly of the year. Because there's a few good
It was
things.
good. I thought it was a good year.
Good things starting. Go on, then you start us off, Phil, seeing as you're in the mood.
Okay, South Park.
Oh,
Good for South Park.
It's not a
Obviously.
bad
I mean,
start.
to be fair, I'm not a great fan of South Park, but
It's always
massive.
watchable.
I think it's still going as well.
Yeah,
isn't it?
absolutely. Yeah, it's like season 31 or
So
something.
massive,
I think.
yeah.
It is very big.
Can you name me the single that was released?
Chocolate Salty Balls.
There you go.
Yes. I mean, they all had a spin-off, didn't they? Because
Yeah.
Teletubbies started this
Yeah.
year, and they
Oh,
were
yeah,
Christmas
they were,
number
weren't
one.
And Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder.
The Builder, yeah.
And another kids one, Johnny Bravo. Do you remember Johnny Bravo?
Oh, with the big quiff.
I used to love Johnny Bravo. I did. I don't know why. But I used to catch it now and again. Although it was like a kids program, it had some
Yeah.
adult humour to it. Like,
Yes.
I always used to watch it now and again. He's just, I used to like chuckle at it. You know, you're like, it was quite funny actually. You know, you're like,
Was that your chuckle?
you're like a 19-year-old. You're like you're a 90-year-old trying to be a man. You watch his cartoon, like, yeah, it's quite funny actually.
Well done. little doff of the cab to you. Well done, Johnny.
Cold Feet as well.
Yes.
Obviously, like
Yeah.
it's kind of like the British version of Fringe, trying
Yeah.
kind of, but a bit more.
Yeah.
Your,
Which they
um,
brought back again, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More recently.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I again,
not-
it was.
I'm not a fan.
I used to
You're,
watch it now and again, but never
I'm
was.
not, I'm not a fan, but
Your idol as well, James Nesbitt.
Yeah, love
yeah.
James. Love James Nesbitt. Love him.
Jimmy Nesbitt.
But anyone else got any others? There's a few more, but I'll let you guys.
So I'll do a couple from my own personal. Channel 5 started this year.
Yeah.
So first
30th of March, wasn't it?
First new channel since '82 when Channel 4 was.
Who opened
wasn't
it?
So it was the Spice Girls. They did a reversion of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but they turned it round cleverly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Them girls,
I mean,
crazy girls.
They were everywhere that year, weren't they? But they were the first face, and then it was Jack Doherty, I think.
Yeah.
Or Doherty, whatever you'd call him, Scottish
talk show,
Scottish
didn't he?
comedian. Yeah, the talk show, yeah. But yeah, so I work there now. Many happier memory.
I remember Jerry Sadowitz had a
Yes.
the magic and comedy show.
Yeah, like late night. He
And that
was-
was the last time he was ever allowed to work
I
on TV.
think so. He pretty much
Yeah.
skirted near the
Yeah.
mark, didn't he? Let's be honest.
100%, yeah.
But yeah, it was a great little thing, and it still brings me employment to this day. So long may it continue. We mentioned the Teletubbies beginning. Other things that began, Vets in Practice. Remember that kind of fly on the wall thing? Just and it's those sort of things still rumble on and fill schedules to this day. Celebrity Ready Steady Cook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we spoke about that.
Do you reckon that would be the first celebrity version of a program? And now they're just fucking everywhere, aren't they? It's like
Maybe.
you can't seem to do a program without a celeb
Celebrity,
version
Yeah.
happening.
Must
but
probably was, wasn't it?
I
Yeah.
don't know if they. It was on the other day, and I can't remember the last time Catchphrase was on, and I can't remember last time I watched it when it hasn't been a celebrity
celeb version, yeah.
so-
People just obsessed with
yeah.
how thick celebrities are. I think.
Yeah.
There we go. Driving School was the other that kind of fly on the wall thing. Do you remember
okay.
that?
Yeah, is
There's
that-
one famous Welsh woman, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
that's
Maureen.
it.
Who was
Gave-
so bad at
Yeah,
driving.
yeah.
When
She gave you a
one
run
of
for
the
her money.
first reality TV stars.
Pretty much, yeah.
It must be soon where like Big Brother starts and stuff.
It's
Isn't it?
2000, I think.
Yeah.
Big Brother.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, that
It's,
it was
it's
beginning
starting.
to
You can see
yeah,
that people had more interest in just regular
real people. Yeah.
regular people. Yeah, absolutely. A couple of other things because there were absolute belters. I'm Alan Partridge.
Yes,
started,
100%,
which
yeah.
I think we all
Classic.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
all
it's,
love it. This is the one where he's broken up with his wife and he's living in the
Oh,
travel
it's
tavern,
amazing,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah, I mean, this is completely different because obviously you had the talk show
Yeah.
before, didn't you? And then this was obviously just
Just
his personal
so
life. And
good.
it was
Just
brilliant,
the
wasn't it?
journey to try and get
I
a
love
second
it.
series.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
actually have. I find it hard to think if there's a bad, not a bad episode,
yeah.
but one that's not as good as the others. I think they're
No,
all.
he's
Yeah,
so good at it.
There's so many good ones. It's just,
Yeah.
it's just so funny.
yeah, it is. It's
Really,
brilliant.
really good. Really, really good.
He's a great character, Partridge. It's it evolves, doesn't it? Even though he's kind of sticks, with,
Yeah.
but the character evolves.
The character
so-
itself, yeah. The arc is very
it's
good,
got-
isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So good. And even the backup characters, like, just really funny. Speaking of characters, Operation Good Guys.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah,
It's an amazing thing. So it was like
good.
the first kind of mockumentary, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was. Yeah,
Just
and it was.
the one episode that sticks out. The Christmas one,
Oh, okay, yeah.
where it's snow that's falling from the ceiling, but it's
it's
not.
coke,
It's
isn't it?
some massive amounts of cocaine, and they're all absolutely off their neck.
Was it Beach? Was just
DI Beach,
DI
yeah.
Beach. It's just amazing. Yeah,
So funny.
yeah. It was
Definitely worth
because this
watching.
was this is before The Office, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
there weren't many of them. I don't think, was there? Episodes.
Two series, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
wasn't
I
it?
think
But it was
there was
very,
many
very.
But Beach was just a lovable idiot. Well, I know, like Brent was, but it was just there was something really likable about.
Yes.
Beach. It just
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whereas Gervais definitely wrote, Brent to be that kind of acerbic, wind people up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if Beach did he? Because he kind of wanted.
He just wanted to
It's a tough-
solve
yeah,
that
it's-
case, didn't he? But yeah, he's just an absolute wally.
And
So
some of the
good.
characters, Bones and all that stuff.
Just so
and,
good. So good. When Brits do comedy, they do it very, very well.
Yeah.
And then Brass Eye as well.
Brasso, it's amazing.
That's so funny.
so
Fucking
good.
messed up, wasn't it?
So messed
I watched
so
it barely the other day.
It's so good.
So messed up.
It's just so
Like
near the mark,
The
isn't it?
paedophile one.
I'm talking when they
That's
get
the one that
celebs
it made
to
the
talk
news,
nonsense.
didn't it? It made the news at 10, didn't it?
Was it Phil Collins?
Yeah, but that's what they're
Oh,
doing.
that's Cake.
Yeah, Cake.
Oh, was that
isn't it?
Cake? Sorry.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
brilliant.
the paedophile one. I was
I
last.
couldn't remember who was in what
No,
one. But they get
neither.
so many people, didn't they?
So they do a news thing where they it's like done like a proper news thing where they go, oh, this paedophile has been sent to space in a soul pod. And then,
Yeah.
it's unfortunately it's been found as an 8-year-old boy in there. It's just like, oh my fucking god!
Do you remember
this
about
is so
good.
He's
wrong.
going, there's a man that is dressing up as a school. Dressing up as a school.
Guys,
It's just like going running around. It's just so ridiculous.
It's so stupid, but
Yeah.
it was so
did.
how they got away with it.
He didn't know. He
Amazing.
made like I think every single news. I think they talked about a news night. It was
Yeah,
like really
100%.
controversial. They wanted to take it off air and stuff. But some of the other stuff with the cake thing, it was the fake drug, wasn't it?
fake drug,
They got
yeah.
Phil Collins, and the best one was Bernard Manning. I still remember
That's
it to this
it.
day.
Bernard
He was
Manning.
going, if someone offers you cake, you tell them to fuck off. Just to fuck off. And everyone else is, you got like Phil
Yeah.
Collins doing all diplomatic answers.
and
Going,
he's just like, straight
yeah,
in.
kids, don't want to get involved in this new drug. I think it's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone offers you cake, you tell them to fuck off. It's like,
So good. It was nice because it was clever comedy as well. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, 100%, yeah.
And just the people that fell for it was brilliant. Really made me laugh. Any more?
Tenacious D in America, HBO. Start their
okay.
series
Did they
over
really?
there, yeah. Obviously, which then they went on to form the band. And,
Yeah.
But yeah.
I didn't. That one passed me by. I kept it.
They used to do
more-
like little 25-minute. They were a bit like, what are they called? Like,
Oh, Skittles.
no. What's
We're gonna guess all
Noel Field.
words.
What's the.
the Mighty Boosh.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a bit like that.
Right, oh, okay.
Just complete nonsense.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
like, like really psychedelic and a weird thing, but yeah.
From that,
and then
the
yeah,
band forms.
the band forms and the Tenacious D, which I'm I'm a big fan of Tenacious D. So
Yeah, very good. Mr. D, you got any more for us?
Yeah, the only thing I've got is the Grimleys. Do you remember that with Samantha Janice, like Jack D? I think was the
Oh
PE
What was
teacher.
it
The Grimleys. There was like I think Brian Connolly was in it. He played
Yeah.
it. It was like really. It was one of them enjoyable comedies. It weren't particularly laugh,
Yeah.
but it was good to watch and
Past,
humorous.
past an hour or.
Jonathan Creek with Alan Davis.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And just some other random ones. Oh, Vicar of Dibley, that started. It wasn't really for me, but it started. Left Feminine Nikita as well.
The Femme Nikita. Oh,
That
yeah.
was it. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, Xena, Warrior Princess.
Yeah,
and
around that sort of time. That's really for me.
I've got a couple of other ones in that case. We can wrap it up. Stella Street, do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, we like-
celebrities.
John
isn't it?
Sessions. And
Is that with like Mick?
Yeah, Mick Jagger and
Mick
that.
Jagger
they had a
and Keith
fictional
Richards.
street, essentially. yeah, they all lived
Didn't
next
they
to
run the
Michael-
newsagent?
They ran the newsagent. So you had like, here Keith, what you do with all those Tinder Slice peaches?
Yeah, it was good.
And
that.
Michael Caine used to walk in and just
Oh, yeah.
he was like the nosy neighbour and stuff. And he was like, it was really, really good. It was
Yeah,
John
I forgot about
Sessions.
that.
I can't remember who the other guy was that did it with him.
Oh, is it the guy? Is the guy from Partridge who did the radio? Phil Cornwell.
For Phil Cornwell.
Yeah.
Well done. Yes, it was. Perfect. Good man. That was going to drive me crazy all evening. I've got Light Lunch. Remember Light Lunch? So Light Lunch
with
was
Mel
where
and Sue?
Mel and Sue first came from. So they did like a student lunchtime chat show.
Now, like
nonsense.
Loose Women.
Kind of, but less funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it passed some time. I mean, it was a typical student fare. Armstrong and Miller, Harry Hill were doing their thing as well on Channel 4.
He had his. That's when he first come on
with the Badger Parade and all the rest of the.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, and he used to do. I can't remember. He used to have his. You've got to have a system. You've got to have it.
Yes, Mystic Meg, Cadbury's Cream Egg, and all that kind of stuff. Curly Whirly, Liz Hurley. Yeah. Very enjoyable nonsense. King of the Hill. Speaking of animations, and Johnny Bravo was on, and then two things monkey based because let's keep it. Let's keep a theme. Yeah. Night Fever on Channel 5.
Monkey.
So do you remember that?
Oh, was that the?
It was a karaoke show essentially. It was a competition hosted by Suggs.
For monkeys,
and they'd always have like Barry from EastEnders on doing the songs. But there was Night Monkey who was.
Okay. I remember a show being like hosted by Suggs. Yeah,
it was like that kind of late. It was absolutely atrocious. But yeah, there was a monkey on that, and then Milkshake, the Kids Zone on Channel 5, also has a monkey. Yeah, we're basically obsessed with monkeys on my channel. So
has that been going all that time?
Has indeed, yeah, keeping RADA students employed for. 30 years now. And then the last couple of things, the Should Have Left It Well Alone, Blockbusters, Birds of a Feather and Blankety Blank all came back. Should have just left it.
Yeah, exactly.
Should have bloody left it alone.
Yeah.
TV execs have got a lot to answer for. But yeah, good stuff on the telly.
It was good TV, actually.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it was good, man.
Since the pandemic, pubs have been struggling to get the punters through the door. They say that over 30% of people now drink at home and hold their own gatherings. But when speaking to the people holding the gatherings, they claimed that although they enjoyed their home gatherings, there was something not quite right about it. Something was missing. That's where we come in. At Rent a Wanker, you can bring that pub atmosphere to your home and rent the local wanker to keep everyone happy. We have a number of different wankers for all your tastes. You can choose from the rowdy wanker.
What the fuck did you call me? You fucking want some?
The creepy wanker. You alright, darling? Fancy a shag or what? The arrogant wanker.
Nah. You're wrong.
And everyone's favourite, the absolutely wankered wanker.
I used to be someone, People used to respect me around here.
With our limited special offer, you can now rent 2 wankers for the price of 1. Just mention the promo code WANK. Bring the pub to you. Every last bit of it. Give us a try at Rent a Wanker.
So let's talk films of the year. You know the usual way we work. Top 3, any honourables, and then we'll move on. Reynolds, I'm going to start with you as ever. Tell me about your films.
So I've got my top 3.
Okay.
There is a lot of honourable mentions, but we'll come back to them because you guys might have them.
Yes, makes sense.
My top 3, number 3.
Yes.
As Good as It Gets.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Jim's looking blank now at me.
I feel like that's got Jack Nicholson in it.
It has got Jack Nicholson in it.
Great film.
Yeah, very good film. Yeah, he plays like really like OCD author. He's like really grumpy, really hard to get on with.
Right.
He's homophobic as well.
Yeah, he's like homo. He's just
unlikable.
Yeah, really unlikable. Yeah. And then there's he lives opposite a like Cuba Gooding Jr. So, but he's gay, and he gets mugged one day, and he has to look after his dog. Right. And so like a friendship starts to form, but it takes a lot of time.
No, it's not his the other guy, isn't it? It's not Cuba Gooding Jr. That's his boyfriend.
Oh yeah, so you're right. It's
can't remember. Who's the actor?
Yeah, I can't think.
Doesn't matter because he'll be dead.
But yeah, sorry, Cuba Gooding Jr. is his boyfriend, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So they're forced together essentially.
So they're forced together. Yeah, and he's got to look after his dog.
Yeah.
And there's also a relationship with a woman and that, and he just basically
does he soften over time?
Yeah, throughout the film. He slowly becomes a better person, but he's really well done. It sounds really corny, but
it's a great journey.
Really
that's most films are. That's a greater or lesser extent. I think I've seen little bits. I don't know whether I'm getting that and like What Women Want, which I know is a totally different actor as well. But
I've got both Helen Hunt. I think
that's what I've got in my head. Yeah. I'm confused.
I think you would like As Good as It Gets.
Yeah, I quite like Jack Nicholson anyway.
He's a really good
grumpy, acerbic thing going on.
But just because the contrast of stuff and topics and all that, I think
very good performance by him. Does it really well.
Good. I like that as a number 3.
Number 2. got LA Confidential.
I thought you'd,
might.
yeah.
This was close to being number one. I did have to.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And it could have been number one, but number one's a completely different film. So,
okay.
So obviously this is like a crime thriller, isn't it? I don't know if you guys are aware of it. But
Yeah. No, I love it. Yeah, it's good.
1950s in LA. Basically corrupt police and all the crime syndicate around there at the time. It's got Guy Pearce in it. Russell Crowe.
Big fan of Neighbours.
Yeah, so I think it was Guy Pearce's like first big one. I think he'd done Priscilla actually before that, but
Right.
this one kind of put him on the map.
Oh,
Same as he did Russell Crowe.
I thought it was
that's the
Memento.
problem with
Did he
the
not do
desert.
Memento?
No, it was like Memento was after. So, and again, Russell Crowe, I know he's in like Romper Stomper on that, but I think this is like so they're both Australian, aren't they?
Yeah.
So Guy Pearce and Russell Crowe. So
And is that the one with, is that Basinger as well?
Kim Basinger, yeah.
Danny DeVito's in
Kevin
it.
Stacey,
Space.
Danny DeVito, yeah. It's a great film. Again, watched the other day, and it's quite a complex story, but it's basically just police corruption.
Yeah.
But the actual story, there's about 2 or 3 stories, and they all kind of link to one.
Oh,
and
okay, yeah.
How it goes. Yeah, recommend that. Very good film. Like I say, crime drama is clever.
So
Number
what
one
takes your top
So
spot?
can anyone guess what my number one is?
I bet it's Anaconda with Jennifer Lopez.
Well, it was going to be that or Spice World.
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
exactly,
That's
yeah.
what we were talking about in the off camera. I reckon you might go for. I think you might go Twin Town.
I think you're going to go Goodwill Hunting.
Well done, Dale. It is Good Will Hunting.
Oh, I thought so, yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah. What did you say?
Twin Town.
Twin Town.
Yeah.
Is that Aretha Fun? That's with Aretha Funds.
Yeah. I just threw it out there. What the fuck is that? Dangled a rod. See what bit.
I just could see the front
The
cover.
poster where they're both like,
leaning
Is that
in,
John Sim?
It might be, yeah. It might
Yeah,
be.
it's like drug adult
John
kind of
Sim.
thing. So
Yeah, there you
it's a bit
go.
like- it's like trying
Some research for you, Phil.
Check it out. But I'll tell you what, you watch Seven, I'll watch Twin Town.
Okay, I know which one I'll get done first.
Yeah. I've got to find the fucker.
I've got it on VHS in the garage.
Can we
Good
take
Will
that?
Hunting.
Can we take that line out of context later?
I've got to find it first.
Can I find it?
Yeah,
But Good Will Hunting, yeah, very good film. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Have you
I
seen
have
it?
seen it. Yeah, I have seen
I
it.
really liked it.
Yeah.
It's straight, kind of a not my usual kind of film, but I like it.
Yeah.
And it's Matt Damon and
it was
Ben
written and
Affleck
directed,
wrote it.
yeah.
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 And
No, they wrote it.
They wrote it.
Yeah, they wrote it
Sorry.
together.
And Robin Williams as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
So,
He's-
it's
I mean,
mate-
I wasn't.
In
I'm not.
straight roles, he does really well. He's very.
I'm not a
very
great
good.
Robin Williams fan, but he steals the show
Yeah.
in this film.
Yeah.
Every time he's on the screen, he's brilliant.
Do you think it's the role he played was better than Mork?
Yeah.
In the Mork and Mindy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit more dramatic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Only slightly.
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 No,
No,
you're right. You're 100% right.
He is
Yeah,
good. I
it's
mean,
like-
just their one-on-ones when they're having the one-on-one sessions and that are brilliant, isn't it? And
Yeah,
that's what gets the whole film going, really. And then you've got obviously, it's a grounding film. Like it's little things like, because obviously Matt Damon's a genius,
Like maths
basically. He's a
genius.
prodigy.
It's like watching a film about Carol Vorderman.
Yeah,
Isn't
so
it?
basically
Which is
he's
not-
he's
on paper
he's this
doesn't
absolute
work.
genius,
No,
and
yeah.
he's so natural at it, he does cleaning at this prodigious school or college in America and he gets found by this maths teacher basically
Yeah.
who want to put him on the
Nurture him
straight,
and-
straight and narrow and make him this like genius, but he's just he's an orphan, he's a troubled kid. I think he gets sentenced to jail, but the teacher takes him under his wing and says, "Look, if I can,
I'll look after him,
get
yeah.
you can like sentence." So that happens, but he's just and he hangs around with Ben Affleck and that, and these blokes will just do anything. They're just losers who will just. But they're loyal losers, and that's what he wants. And that's what Robin Williams always says to him. He says, "I'll put a baseball bat to anyone who threatens him." And it's all of that, and it's him finding himself. And yeah, he's just brilliant. There's a great line at the end, I must admit, when Ben Affleck just says, like, the best part of my day is when I knock at your door, and I hope you're not there.
Oh, really?
He says, because you need to get out of this, basically
Yeah,
get out of this
right,
shit
yeah,
town and
yeah.
fuck off and do what you want to do. And he's just
Yeah.
like, what? And then obviously it ends with him knocking on the door and he's not there and that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just a really good film. Really like it. Yeah, recommend it. Good Will Hunting.
So give us your 3, 2, 1.
So, as good as it gets, number 3.
Yeah.
LA Confidential, number 2. Good Will Hunting, number 1.
Lovely. Strong trio to beat there, Del. Can you do it?
I don't know. I mean, My actual,
We'll move on.
yeah.
Have faith. We've got faith in you, Dale.
Phil's touched on my number one, which is as good as it gets.
Thank God he hasn't touched your number two.
That's my number one.
Right.
So I am this is where it gets a bit hard. My number 3 is easy. It's Donnie Brasco.
Yeah, I assumed you might have that.
I remember I was
your
going
list.
to the cinema with Noz to watch this date night again.
Date night at Pinos.
With Pinos, yeah. Did the
Lovely.
popcorn trick. I thought
Yes, you did.
I swear that was popcorn when I put my hand in.
Doesn't say much for Noz's.
Popcorn.
Yeah.
It was extra large.
Deep down.
But no, this is just a great. So again, it was like it is a gangster film, and like a lot of my films I've chose have been gangster films. But there's more to it. Like this again, Donnie Brasco. He's an undercover cop. It's based on a true story, and it's him basically forming a relationship with a mafia guy who's kind of not fully with the mafia, but he's involved. So he's like I think he's a jewelry thief, Al Pacino. But they build it's the relationship they build up. Donnie the jeweler, no, Donnie Brasco. Johnny Depp is the Donnie the jeweler. So he plays like a sort of like a jewelry dealer type dodgy guy, and then that's how he gets involved with.
So he's the fence kind of thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's the relationship he makes with Al Pacino, and then he starts forgetting about his like police
gets in
roots.
too deep,
Yeah, he
doesn't
gets
he?
in too deep, and then things start to come in. But then it gets to the point where it's like his relationship with Pacino is going to be it's going to be probably jeopardised, and also he doesn't know where he's going. Is he going mob or is he staying with the police? And it's a nice little.
He reaches that tipping point.
Yeah, it's a nice little film to watch.
It also cuts between his family life, doesn't it?
Yeah,
How
exactly,
he starts to, where he gets
Neglected,
in too deep, he starts to.
Yeah,
fall-
'cause
he
he's-
starts to come away from his family.
To begin
What is
with, he's a family
the film
man.
about football hooligans where he does that
ID.
Shadwell
Oh,
thing.
ID,
ID. So
yeah,
it's that
yeah.
thing,
Similar
that's
thing.
it.
Yeah, similar. Yeah,
Goes too
so-
deep and it starts to
Just
mess up his
forgets
own
where
relationship.
where he's actually coming
Gotcha.
from. So.
My number 2. So my number 2, I chose for entertainment purposes.
Excellent.
It might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I just like
Speed
it.
2.
No, it
Cruise control.
could have been.
I'd say if it's not Home Alone 3, I'm gonna be
Basically, the films that could have taken the slot was LA Confidential, Good Will Hunting, and the other one potentially could have gone with The Game with Michael Douglas
Yeah,
and Sean
yeah,
Penn.
so I've got that
I
as
really
well.
like that. It's a great twist in that. I've gone for the number 2, The Fifth Element, and I just love it. It's really good fun. It's a good story, but it's kind of based. It's sci-fi, obviously, but it's not a rip-off of Star Wars. It's got elements of religion in there. It's got this like the savior as well, so it's a love story, and it's the fact he's like this common cab driver who's just gets caught up in this sort of like this thing to do with his love interest, who's essentially the savior of the world. And it's all.
Well, if you're going to fall in love with someone,
it's got a lot. But
go big.
It's so random. It's got. What have you got? You got Lee Evans turns up in it. You've got
he's had
Gary
a little break,
Oldman's
didn't
in
he,
it.
into it, yeah.
You've got Ian Holmes in it. You've got obviously Bruce Willis. You've got Mia.
It was a really outlandish film, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is like it's not like say people are probably thinking
Really colourful as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just love it. It's really entertaining. I watched it with Frank. It's so colourful. There's so much going on. It's like creativeness and imagination. I just love about it. Chris Tucker's in it. Chris Tucker is brilliant. He can get on people's nerves.
That's random. That's weird cast, isn't it? Lee Evans.
Yeah, that's
Chris
right. It's
Tucker,
so
and then-
random.
yeah.
The whole lot, and I think that's why I love it so much. It's
Yeah.
probably because of the randomness. But again, I've watched it with Frankie, and it holds up. He was entertained by it because it's action. It's still, but it's funny, and but it's weird at the same time. So
Same for everyone.
yeah, I really like it. Again, most people probably, why is that your number 2, whatever, but I couldn't care less. I'm holding my hands up.
And that's the beauty
I
of
like
the personal chart.
But it's purely entertainment. And that's why I've chosen it over the other ones. The other ones are good and they're twisty. And maybe I could have probably gone with LA Confidential to swap with Donnie Brasco. Again, that was hard. But but that's my top 3 and I'm sticking with it.
So
Cool.
Where are we? 3 was
3 was Donnie Brasco.
Yeah.
2 was Fifth Element. And number 1 was As Good As It
Gets. Another one to add to the list. I'll tell you what, I've got no time to actually do the research for this. I'm always watching films for you guys. All right, nice.
You seen Goodwill? Or not?
Goodwill, yes, I have seen.
okay.
Yeah, but as good as it gets.
I think
Negative.
I think you're good as all the ones we've said. Probably
Yeah,
the most.
We'll add it to the list. Oh man, I've got a busy week coming.
Come on, Jimmy, let's
All
be
right,
on.
so I'll give you my three
Come
in
on.
that case because you haven't said any of them thus far. Which
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
but then I found this year quite tricky because it turns out I was out drinking a lot. I didn't see a lot of films.
Okay.
So I will give you them very quickly because I like a homegrown movie. So I went with Fever Pitch as number 3.
Yeah, I can see
Because
why.
it's
Yeah.
the Arsenal connection. So it's just about it's a homegrown comedy. It's about one man's obsession with Arsenal, which is just
It's-
tick,
it's
tick, tick.
decent,
It's in my wheelhouse, and it's just really weird. There's no US references whatsoever. It's just like purely this is what England's all about, sort of thing. So
I'll be disappointed if you haven't got the Postman as number 1. As well.
well, you're prepared to be disappointed, my friend. Number 2, I put the Full Monty.
Oh, okay.
Because I like nothing better than Sheffield Man's Naked Buttons.
Yeah, see, I had that as
Screen.
an honourable mention. It was a great film.
It's a
wasn't it?
great little film.
It is a
It's
good film.
really,
Yeah.
homegrown, Brit
I
flick,
just
likeable cast. It
yeah.
just,
Well, I just
Feel
love
good-
the
feel
fact
good
of.
it's a proper feel-good movie, isn't
I
it? Yeah.
love. I love the fact of Robert Carlyle went from Begbie like a year before
Yeah, I mean the man's got some range.
into just like
Absolute
obviously,
psychopath. And
There's a
he's
bit more
doing
to
stuff,
it than
stuff for his son. Yeah, just to make
whipping
a
his
better
piece
life
out.
for his. Yeah, absolutely amazing. But it's charming and it's a little dig at like the 80s conservatives
Yeah.
and it's all down and grubby, but it works definitely. Whereas my number 1, I did go America and I went Austin Powers.
Okay.
Because
yeah.
I am that shallow.
I didn't even know that come up on none of my.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did have that down.
So it's just silly references and silly lines,
Yeah.
isn't it? Essentially, a lot of vagina.
The first one I did
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I must
Yeah,
admit.
the first one was
Just-
good.
And at the time, it was so different. I remember just
Yeah.
like watching it, thinking, what the fuck
It's like,
is this?
is this
Yeah.
meant to be this
Yeah.
wooden? Is
Yeah.
it, but it's just.
It was good, though.
It's
It
a lot
was
of knob
good,
gags,
yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
boob gags. It's just silly.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's like that whole, he's been woken up and he's after $1 million. No,
Yeah.
$100 billion. Yeah, but it's just one of those films that it's thoroughly entertaining and it made me laugh. So I went Fever Pitch, Full Monty, and Austin Powers.
Cool.
Something for everyone, you would suggest in our choices.
Yeah, I think there's. I mean, I've got a lot of honourable mentions.
Go on, hit us up. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
so ones I put The Game, as Dill mentioned, very David Fincher after 7. It's a sandwich between 7 and Fight Club. Very good film, The Game. Michael Douglas. Boogie Nights. The other one I got is Copland. Stallone.
Yeah, that's a good film.
But-
actually.
Hang on, I take it all back.
I like that, Copland. Good cast. It's pretty much a modern day version of LA Confidential. It's all police corruption.
It is,
But
but
Stallone plays this like
he goes back to his
loser,
Rocky-
this
Rocky
loser
roots,
kind of a sheriff. Who they
puts
don't-
on loads of weight, doesn't he?
Yeah, very good. That is. I like that film.
Sounds like the role I'm practicing for right now. Amazing.
Gross Point Blank.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was John Cusack, like
Yeah, that's
Hitman
good,
film.
yeah.
That's very funny. I like that. And Wag the Dog was the other one I really liked. I haven't seen that in a long while.
Is that with De Niro?
De Niro and Dustin Hoffman is, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant
Yeah.
Philip Seymour. Yeah.
That's good. That so it's basically about
Corruption,
president, and there's a scandal they call. So he gets in this person, and they create a fake war to take off.
Right, take the heat
scandal.
off.
Yes, it's
So-
really clever film.
As we call it, the Boris Johnson approach. Just,
Yeah. So exactly. So it's called. Yeah, it's like Wag the
Well,
Dog.
there's stuff in it. That's
Really,
relevant.
really clever
Bloody hell.
comedy. I'd recommend if you haven't seen
I was
it.
gonna
It
say,
goes under the radar, but
Definitely to watch now then.
yeah,
Yeah.
very good film. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice. I was surprised
well-
you didn't give me a G.I. Jane. I must have.
Well, I did. I have
given your
got G.I. Jane
absolute-
Demi here. I have
Yeah,
got
I was going
that.
to say, your love for
You
Demi.
got
I've got,
Semi
I've
for
got Demi in. I've
He's
got
got
Demi.
Semi for Demi.
got Semi for
I've
Demi.
got G.I. Jane, Demi in brackets. I've got the Postman costume in brackets. So
either way, you got a boner. You got a, well,
Either way,
date night.
I had a good 97.
thanks sticking to it. The only one that Phil didn't mention that I quite liked was The Devil's Advocate with
Oh, okay, yeah.
considering Keanu Reeves kind of it's such a weird film. It's Al Pacino's the devil, Keanu Reeves is a lawyer, but he's a hotshot lawyer, so he's kind of he's been sort of like headhunted by this top firm, and it turns out that Pacino's like the devil, and there's a lot more to it, and it's a bit more sinister.
I mean, we are
Brilliant
missing
Chris
out the
one of
biggest film of not just a year, probably of the whole century, aren't we?
Lawn dogs? Shooting fish.
Long,
Liar, liar.
I used to like shooting fish. Oh, we're like Titanic. I have a big problem with Titanic though, because it's like,
No Titanic 2.
well, no, it's like it's obviously a huge film and it made shitloads of money and it was the big film of the year and everything. Blah blah blah. Girls love it.
Yeah.
Big romantic film. And it's bollocks, isn't it? Because
She could have. There was plenty of room in that fucking door.
well, not,
They
but that's
could have
not
got
even
on
the
that
big
quite
thing.
happily.
Phil's got his misogynist hat on.
Like the first half hour of the film starts off with them looking for this ship, yeah. And you got Rose who comes onto it and she's like 100 years old, yeah.
Right, yeah.
And she's got the bloody whatever it is, the medallion,
The pearl necklace.
yeah, all the time, right? Which they're looking for. But the film starts with when it goes back to the actual time.
Billy Zane and all the rest. of
Yeah,
it.
so they're on the ship. She's not even met Leonardo DiCaprio yet.
Yeah.
The ship only lasts for 4 days anyway before it crashes.
They crack on at speed, don't they?
So essentially, I don't even think she meets him on the first day. So let's say they have 3 days where they actually
So
meet.
she did like Craig David.
Yeah. 3 days, yeah. So it's like
Met
a
her on a
holiday
ship
romance.
on Monday.
Yeah.
We were
Ship
crashing
goes-
that by Wednesday.
3 days they know each other. The ship goes
Dead on
down.
Thursday.
He dies.
Yeah.
She goes on and has another knife, which we know. Now, at the beginning of the film, she's got a granddaughter, so she knows she went on and she met another fella.
Yeah.
Her heart
Had
did go on.
kids. Got married, had kids, yeah?
Yeah.
At the end of the film, she passes away. The last image is her passing away
Yeah.
in her sleep.
Yeah.
Photos of her, and it goes to her like a afterlife dream of her walking through the door, going through the thing, up the stairs,
Yeah.
meeting Jack. What the fuck is her husband? Like her husband,
of
like
40 years.
Yeah, her husband. Let's say Colin from Croydon, who's like on the market. No, she's probably because she's had the aristocrat. She didn't like that
Yeah,
life,
yeah,
so she's
okay.
gone for the more humble,
Yeah, she likes
down
a
to
bit of
earth
rough
worker.
loving,
yeah.
Colin from Croydon. She's met him. 40 years of marriage, had kids and
Yeah.
that. He's died. The poor fucker's waiting for her in the afterlife.
Yeah.
She goes straight
No,
past him.
Fucking bloke she met for 3 days.
Yeah.
She goes to
Have
meet
it.
him on the
Yeah.
stairs.
It's
And this is meant to be a love story. You might
It's bollocks, yeah.
You may as well call the bloody In-Betweeners a love film, because I think they have a holiday romance. They actually meet each other longer than 3 days, can't you? It's
absolutely.
rubbish.
yeah, potentially.
And why does she go back and meet him when she's young again? What I would have liked is, you know, when she walks through the doors, it's all in your POV, isn't it? She walks through the doors, up the stairs, Jack turns around, and then the camera pans and you see the young Rose.
And he's an
I love to
absolute...
see when you walks up the stairs, Jack turns around, you've got this 100-year-old Rose, and he's like, face is like, what the
It's just
fuck?
like, it's like, oh, fuck this.
Yeah.
Taxi!
Yeah, but he don't take her back to the room to draw it in, does he?
Draw me like one of your French girls.
Fucking run out of paper, wouldn't he, for that one?
Yeah, it's that, yeah.
3 sheets on each boob.
Too many wrinkles in that one.
But yeah, no,
I need a bigger pencil.
it's meant to be a love story, and I just think we should share a thought for poor Colin.
Poor old Colin.
He's waiting somewhere else in the afterlife
that's
of Rose to turn up, and she picks someone she met
Maybe
for 3 days.
Colin from Croydon's with Billy Zane's character.
Yeah,
They're having a lovely drink at the bar instead. He's like, oh, don't worry about
that
it.
fucking Rose.
Plenty more fish in the
reckon
sea.
that-
She's a right bitch.
Or Billy
Tell me
Zane's
about
Better
it.
off out of it.
Yeah. I reckon he's getting it on with someone from Avatar.
They're swapping stories, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. it's brilliant.
Yeah. But anyway,
There we go.
97.
Man,
There you
that
go.
took a turn.
Exquisite.
Unforgettable.
Redemption.
Wisdom.
Magnifique.
Destiny.
We've a sale on all black pudding this weekend at Uncle Trevor's Meat Emporium. We kill it, you grill it. Come and meet us today. Right, gents, we get down to the nitty-gritty of it. It's music of 97. This was a cracking year, so I'm expecting good things from your top threes. Richie, I'm starting with you. Give us your 3, 2, 1.
I've got beef. No, I've got
It's a strong start.
I've got three choices, obviously, because that's how it works.
That's how 3, 2, 1 would work.
But the 3 choices are so strong that I have left Radiohead OK Computer out. And I say strong, it's in my opinion anyway. But this is only, I think Radiohead, at the time, Radiohead would have been in there, right up there, OK Computer. But it's just the fact of when I've gone back and listened to it, I actually prefer these albums more now.
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
So, number 3, I've gone with the Charlatans Telling Stories.
Ooh,
I
strong
think
start.
This was one of the first bands I started to get into just pre-festival, I think. So I started to really start buying my albums and stuff. But yeah, the great songs off of here. It's one of them. I think this is their best album, actually. There's another album they do a little bit down the line even. But you got North Country Boy, Telling Stories, How High, another one from The Brush.
It's like How High. That's good.
No Shoes. That's a One to Another. That's a good one. You're a Big Girl Now. How Can You Leave Us? There's a theme towards. I think there's a. Rob, I think they used to have one of their members passed away. So again, it's all very telling. So North Country Boy's about him as well. So there's very poignant lyrics as well. But I just think it's a really good upbeat sort of album. But yeah, that's 3. Number 2.
It's a good 3.
I've gone. This is tough. Between 2 and 1. But I've gone with the Verve Urban Hymns.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a great album. It's a tough one because it's very psychedelic, very poignant. You got Bittersweet Symphony, obviously. Drugs Don't Work, and obviously you know that from like the karaoke.
Don't. Yeah.
I did a karaoke version with Fry, didn't I? As you boys always let me know how much I murdered that song. So obviously that was fun. You got Space and Time. I like that. Again, it's very quite psychedelic. I think Lucky Man's a great song. When it came out as a single, it got played so many times that I didn't really appreciate it, but I listened to it since then. And actually, funny enough, I watched Marley and Me, and it's in Marley and Me, and it was that I realised what a great song that is.
I played
for
it on
me.
the guitar that time. You guessed that one. That was the one you got right, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was.
Is that the one when you went? It sounds like Rucky P.
Yeah, it's
the worst clues of all time.
Rocky, that was
Still got it right.
Again, another psychedelic Velvet Morning. One Day is a great song, lovely. And Sonnet, I love Sonnet. Sonnet's lovely.
Yeah,
I think it's a really good album. By my number 1 choice, I've gone for Stereophonics. Word Gets Around.
Yeah, I put them as my number 1 as well.
Yeah, I think this is almost. There's about 2 or 3 songs that probably are good, but I think they're good, but they're just. I think almost it's like. One of the best debut albums ever.
I mean,
really,
you've literally an almost perfect album. Is what I wrote at the end.
Almost.
I listened to it the other day. It's brilliant.
It's so good.
Yeah, Tramps vs. Thousand Trees, Traffic.
What happened to him though? That first album was amazing. The second one was half and half good, and then they just went radio hit.
I like the second one.
The second one's all right, but you can also see bits of where they're heading.
Yeah,
it's a bit of the first album, and then it's a bit of where they're moving.
The third,
and then the third album they just get on from that point.
It goes more commercial. Their third album's a bit like Oasis.
The first album for me is very punk. It's a British punk album.
So many bits in it.
Short, sharp, and bang lyrics, to the point. Yeah. It's all about a town, a village, rumours.
It wasn't it? It was about growing up in that small town, wasn't it?
It was brilliant.
1,000 Trees. There's an opening song. It's amazing.
But there's all the storytelling and
the
storytelling and the writing is brilliant. Again, Last of the Big Time Drinkers. It's like such a short, poignant but a perfect pop song. It just gets to the point of at the time it was like what we was pretty much doing.
Yes.
So it's so relatable. Too Many Sandwiches. You got the one. What's the wedding when he's sort of like basically shags the barmaid.
Yeah. Billy Davies' daughter.
Yeah.
No, it's something. Billy Davies' daughter's the last one.
Too Many Sandwiches. Looks like Chaplin.
Too Many Sandwiches.
Yeah, it's Too Many Sandwiches. Yeah. Same size feet.
I think
that's
such a good song.
Not Up to You as well.
The Week's Too Long. I can't remember the opening to Same Size Feet. The Week's Too Long Not to Ring with Colours of Hair and Waits for Him. And it's just like the beauty. It's poetry.
It is really, really
absolutely. It's storytelling and poetry. Local Boy in the Photograph. That's like a tragic song, but it's a great hit. The actual lyrics and the actual story behind it is tragedy, but it's actually great. And Traffic, I love Traffic because just the lyrics in it as well. She's got it's got model's legs, but is it a woman or a man? It's just like little tweaks, like little bits of storytelling and songwriting that other artists at the time did not have.
Yeah,
and it was just for me, it was just amazing. And the contrast was something slow like Traffic, but then the rest of it was like upbeat and boom.
It is bouncy, isn't it?
Yeah, I just thought it was amazing. So that's my number 1 by far. And
Yeah, it was a truly amazing album. I had that as my number one as well. So just to confirm your three, Richie D.
The three charlatans telling
stories,
stories.
yeah.
Number two, verbs. The verbs. They were good, but they're also not as good as the verb urban hymns.
Yeah.
And Stereophonics word gets around is number one. So
Lovely. All right, Phil, talk us through your
It'll
tree.
be pretty quick, and this is why I don't think this year was that good as music.
Wow.
Because I think we're all going to have pretty similar, because mine is pretty similar to that.
Go on.
So I've got number 3, The Verve, Urban Hymns.
Okay.
Getting a good... at the time, I remember really liking this album. To be fair, I haven't really listened to it much. I don't probably think I will. But I did. I'm going from then. I liked it at the time.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I was
Something
like-
about it now, I don't think I could put it on and listen to it.
well, I was like that, so I just put it on.
Yeah,
the list.
maybe. So yeah, that did make it. I mean, that just pipped like Blur album actually. Like I said, I'm not a Blur fan, but this is the time when I started to like Blur because they got a bit dark.
Because that's the one with Beetlebum,
Song
Song 2 and stuff, yeah.
So
There's
this is
Coffee
when
and TV as well. Isn't
I'm not sure if it's that one or not. But this is
Yeah.
the Blur when they started to be
Because
interesting.
the Great Escape was a bit too pastiche.
yeah,
And the
they were
caricature
very
itself,
poppy
wasn't it?
before, weren't they? But then they
Country
started.
House and all that rubbish.
It got a bit
Yeah.
dark, so that just missed out. But I did like Blur around this time. They started to get a bit interesting.
Yeah.
So my number 2, again, very close. B was Stereophonics. Word Gets Around. Great album. Could have easily been number 1.
Yeah.
I agree. He's brilliant. Really good. Just from the off, isn't it? He just goes like say 1,000 Trees from the off all the way through. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
But number 1 is OK Computer. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I don't know what not to say about it. You've got Paranoid Android,
Yeah.
Karma Police, OK, No Surprises, Lucky.
Yeah.
There's a few little ones on there. It's weird, but as an album, it's
Tourist,
very well done. And it's the sounds, the effects they use in it. I don't think no one was really doing that at the time.
Yeah.
It kind of paved the way for new music, didn't it? I think everyone was going for that. Airbag, yeah.
Police, tourist electioneering. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
song. Again, there's like. I don't
So
know.
it's a really good album. And
It's beautiful. Like I don't use this word, and especially in front of like two other men.
Manly men,
beautiful
such as
album.
us.
It is.
It is.
No, you're right.
Paranoid Android, I mean, it's like 7 minutes long, but it's like a Bohemian Rhapsody of the modern age because it's like 3 different songs where it changes. It goes,
Yeah.
and it goes from one song and
Takes
it
it
goes
through.
all slow and then it goes all rocky again. So you kind of,
Yeah.
I know it's kind of weird
think-
comparing it to Bohemian Rhapsody, but in the same way where the song changes.
It had phases and elements.
And Let Down. I mean, I think Let Down's my favourite on the album, number 5.
Yeah, it's a great song.
That's a brilliant song. Yeah, it is great, and it's like I think I mentioned in the episode before the last one. That and the Bends are the top 2, but they're completely different albums.
Yes. Yeah.
And you can see the change, and again, this is kind of the transition of the old Radiohead to where they were heading to as well.
Yeah, this is for me where they pretty much buried them.
Yeah.
For me, I
did like a couple like Insomniac and Kid A.
Yeah, I just.
But then they just went a bit obscure
far.
after that. But
Too arty.
this was like the perfect transition. This was like probably the peak.
Well, I
peak
respect,
Radiohead
I
at the
respect
time.
them for not going like U2 and like other bands that just carried on knocking out albums and stuff. They were trying stuff, but and the same with Primal Scream did the similar to Radiohead. But I just wish that I'd have wished sometimes that they'd stuck to something similar just to see what they could have produced. I don't know.
Yeah. But number 3, The Verve, Urban Hymns. Number 2, Word Gets Around, Stereophonics. Number 1, OK Computer, Radiohead.
Solid. Can't argue with a 3 like that, can you? Impressive. Or can you argue?
Yeah, there we go.
I think we'll see. All right, so we do definitely straddle sort of different bits and pieces. So my number 1 is indeed Word Gets Around. We've already waxed very lyrical on it, but it is.
One thing I was going to say about Word Gets Around,
beautiful.
I remember a really cringy moment with Word Gets Around. I don't know if you ever remember this, but I remember because it's so fucking cringy. I remember going around your house in Bounds Gifford, and I remember like at the time thinking that I had like a decent singing voice or something.
All
like
right.
that. And I remember like.
Is this after the karaoke?
This is before.
I mean, we should have knocked
No,
that
this is
idea out of
before,
his head,
till I
shouldn't we?
realised before I got fucking Simon Cowell feedback from 200 people. I think this is so great. I think I actually sung Traffic to you, like in your bedroom, like almost. It was almost like as if as like.
Just so yeah, my body has clearly gone.
Hang on, let's.
No.
How did that scenario work? I'm intrigued to know how this
all
works.
I remember is that
you go around Jim's house, you go in his bedroom, and what you just
You think
No, don't
you're,
we wait to go?
you're,
Don't
you're
wait to
singing
go.
the most romantic song you can think
It's not
of.
like I've been at his window serenading him or something like that. It's
Tell us how it
I
did
don't
go.
know how it's come up. Like, that's what
He brought
You
a massive
brought it up.
amplifier.
Yeah, no, I don't. I know how it's come up because I brought it up. I don't know how sort of it's like popped into my head how
Yeah.
I come about sort of singing Traffic to Jim.
I can only assume the drugs were working. It's I've got an idea.
Maybe
It's
it's
going to
like,
knock his
okay.
bloody socks off.
He was like,
I don't remember
he
this.
was like,
Noel.
Mum, called the police.
I think you're all right. Until that moment 3 minutes ago, I didn't even recall it. I've wiped it from my my memory, which is
so you should.
which is good for both of us. I
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but I'd like to hear it again someday. So let's not rule it out.
Well, we got a microphone here. Maybe we could try it one time.
Who knows? That might be one of the bonus episodes. Viewers, keep listening. We'll let you know. Del sings the '90s greats.
Sorry.
So
I'll get my guitar.
Number one was indeed Word Gets Around, which amazing album. I went slightly different for my 2 and 3. So I know I'm working the wrong way round, but here we go. To hell with it, it's my show.
Yeah.
Number 2, I did go for Be Here Now by Oasis, which isn't their greatest album, and I know it's not nowhere near as good as number 1 or number 2. But when I started going for it, I went, actually, I like Stand By Me. I like Don't Go Away. I quite like All Around the World.
They
to a
got
certain
judged.
point.
They also got judged on what they
You were
produced
never
before,
going
didn't
to,
they?
better what's come before it.
Yeah, if they're the
Got to have a
And
bummer somewhere.
they tried to experiment.
So-
they got a little bit.
So if they're
Ostentatious
so the
and
question
up their own
is,
arse.
if they put that album out, if they put it out under a different name as a different band,
Yeah.
how does it?
Would
be
it have been
received?
different?
Yeah.
Or if they hadn't had
I don't
one or
think it gets
two?
received.
Yeah, or
as
even
in-
if they'd put out, let's say it was their
If this was
debut
their debut
Yeah.
album, it's not a bad
You'd
album.
be like, oh, all right,
Yeah.
this band could go
Could go,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They'd earned the right to be a bit self-indulgent and make the songs a bit too long because
Yeah.
of what they'd done with
Yeah.
the previous two. So I'm like, you know what? It holds up and it's a solid album. There's a couple of things that are a bit wanky.
Yeah.
They over sort of master things and they overproduce a couple of songs and they take do you know what I mean, a bit too far, but it's nice. It's
I
fine.
actually-
I
do you
would
know
still
what?
listen to a few songs out of
I
that.
prefer their B-side, "Stay Young." I think "Stay Young"
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a great song,
Yeah.
and they should have actually swapped it.
Yeah,
Had
I think you're right.
what is it? Do you know what I mean? There's the B-side.
Yeah, it was. They were just. I think they were trying to almost introduce a slightly different sound and that kind of
Yeah, I just kind of
growliness. But yeah, it was a great. It's a great one on the single. You're right. But yeah, there's a couple of little bits on there which I really like. It stands up. So that's number 2 for me.
I'm going to guess your number 3.
Go
So
on.
it was an honourable mention of mine. I reckon you're going the colour and the shape of Foo Fighters.
I'm going the colour and the shape by the Foo
Yeah.
Fighters film.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Why the hell would I not? So it was their second album, but it was their first as a proper group because the first one was all just obviously Dave Grohl doing every instrument. So it's got some amazing tunes on it. It's Monkey Wrench, My
Yeah, it's a
Hero,
great song, yeah.
Everlong,
Everlong, yeah.
and then like Walking After You, which I just love, and then February Stars, and there's just some
okay,
really, really, really nice songs in there. And it was just kind of, it just fully made me think, yeah, this is the band I'll sort of follow. So Oasis had that. It was all right, but not as good as the first two. And then
On the downward slide.
This was sort of going the other
this
way.
was,
If you were to graph it, I was like,
Yeah.
this one's in the
Yeah,
ascendancy.
100%. Yeah.
All over it like a tramp on chips. It was, really, really nice album.
It's good.
Definitely worked. So that was my 3, then 2, then 1. So I went Colour and the Shape, Foos, Be Here Now, Oasis, and everyone's number 1 pretty much was Word Gets Around, Stereos.
Yeah, seems to be the album of the year.
Any other honourable mentions from you chaps? I can do you 2, which were so close to my number 3.
I've
Yeah,
just got,
I've got two.
Pop U2. That's the only other one I've got.
Really?
Which is all.
It's all right.
It's not a great album.
Was it Standing in the Sun and
Staring at the Sun?
Staring at the
Yeah,
Sun,
Last Night on Earth. Obviously, Discotheque. It's okay, but it's a bit weird. It's not
Yeah.
their best. The concert I liked today. Yeah, the concert was good, and I know how to do a live concert.
Yeah.
But the album
They do
overall
put on a
was-
good show, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I mean, I had 2, which was Marching Already by Ocean Colour Scene,
Was that out that year?
Well,
which was out there.
Was that
They
a
went,
year after
they
the-
went very quickly.
gonna say
Yeah.
for us.
Traveller's Tune.
Yes.
Yeah, that's-
yeah.
Was that that year? You sure?
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, I'd have had that. I'd have probably had that head of Verve.
No, I checked it.
Oh,
It was
Christ.
there. It's
Oh,
literally
well,
just the year after.
that's
Normally, you're right. There's sort of a 2-year gap because they'll tour one for a year and then they'll go.
Well, if that's
they
the case,
literally
then
went straight in.
I'd probably knock that off the Verve and pick my number. That would be my number 3 ahead of the Verve, I think. Yeah.
And I don't know if this will choose anything, but my other one was Glow by Reef.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved that album. I thought it was really, really good. Consideration and Place Your Hands and stuff. It's just really, really,
Come
really
Back
good.
Brighter, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. You're Old as well was on there, which I really like.
That's
So the more you go through, you go, oh, I went that one. Shit, I went that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really good. That's right up there for me. Any other honourables from you, Dan?
Texas White and Blondes. I thought it was a great album. Well, not a great album. There was about 3 or 4 decent songs, and Heavy Petting by the Sexy Lifeguards, and other songs off that. Going Down When You Drown, Cum Drenched Goggles, and Resuscitating Your Mum's Pussy. So some big numbers,
tunes there, yeah.
tunes off there, but not 3 tunes, but not
None of them
obviously.
could.
Were they all singles?
Yeah.
Yeah, they,
Top 10?
Yeah, the Lifeguards.
It was-
do you mean the Lifeguard singles? So.
More of an
Yeah,
EP than it was a full album, but none of them could knock off
Underground.
Elton John from the top spot, could
Yeah,
they?
exactly. I know Cum Drenched Goggles come quite near.
There was a couple of other ones actually. Now I look at my research. There was Dig Your Own Hole by the Chemical Brothers was out this year.
Yeah, you and Gav were the Chemical
We were indeed the
Brothers.
Chemical Brothers. Yeah. looking good for a while back there. The Fat of the Land by the Prodigy.
Prodigy, yeah, that's a
Prodigy.
bit, yeah.
Even get my teeth in it for the money. Supergrass's second album.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There was Tragic Kingdom by No Doubt. A couple of decent tunes of that. We mentioned sort of Do It To Yourself by the Seahorses. We talked about the
that actually
Seahorses.
out
That was
then?
actually out this year. And Stoosh by Skunk Anansie. But there we go. That was it. Some very good music out that year, and we heartily recommend that you try out at least one of our recommendations.
Tossing Your Salad is a new album from the Angry Vegans, featuring such hit as Lukewarm Corn, Top Who Do You Think You Are, and the worldwide smash hit, She's Fucking Lentil. She's fucking little, she's fucking little, sticking carrots up her ass, but she does it gentle. Out now, on Monday, buy it.
Good roundup of the year so far, gents. Let's look into the letters and emails bag for some correspondence from the listeners. We have kind of covered this off, but just a little nod of the head to Pinoz, Mr. Paul Nolan, who has asked about favourite lads' holidays memories, and we've kind of touched on those during the roundup.
Might have
But,
a few.
a lovely welcome to a lovely young viewer, Mr. Nolan. So let's blast through these letters and emails. I'm really enjoying that now. Right, a question for all from Johnny Sinclair. Why didn't anyone choose Echo Belly's On for their album of choice from 1995?
I think we did mention it, didn't we?
No, I don't think we mentioned it. As in, I think we thought it was going to be later. In the decade, but we didn't.
Yeah, I like that, Phil.
It's a great album.
Yeah,
King of the Curve.
I would 100. Yeah, King of the
What's the
Curve.
other,
Bright Things.
Yeah, bright thing.
Great things.
Great things.
Bright Things.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's. I think the Bright Eyes. With,
I don't think Echo Belly were in Watership Down's soundtrack, but I would have loved to bloody hear that.
that would have been
great, wouldn't it?
with her voice.
I want to do great things.
Pens. Because if you say Echo
Jesus
Belly,
Christ.
right?
Scared the
Take
shit out
Echo
of me.
Belly,
Yeah.
take the echo from it,
Yeah.
and then put Echo from the Bunnymen. Echo and the Bunnymen, and then you got Watership Down.
I'm just going to let that resonate.
Echo?
Let that ruminate for a couple of seconds. What
Wow.
the fuck is he talking
I
about?
got lost there. So I'll have to admit.
I mean, Phil came off the
You take
roundabout.
I'm a
it-
little
Echo.
confused, Jim.
And you put it with the Bunnymen, you got Watership Down.
He's still talking, listeners. At some point, he's going to stop.
I'm a little bit confused.
I think we are as well. Shall we say that Johnny Sinclair, thank you for your question. We all enjoyed the album.
It seems like such a straightforward
It really
question.
did, didn't it? But yet somehow here we are talking about Bunny Man. I don't know. But there we go. That's we all appreciated the album, that's for sure, Johnny. Phil, question for you, just to get your mind off bunnies. If you could change a body part for an item of food, what would it be and what body part would it be for? That's from Joaquin Jones from Barcelona.
Hang on, so what? Say that again. What am I changing?
So if you could change a body part
So something from my
for
body.
an item of food,
Yeah.
what two things would that be? So would you swap your arm for a salami, for example?
No, I wouldn't. It'd probably be like the hand, 'cause it's easy access. And then it'd have to be like a gobstopper or something like that. So it
you-
lasts.
I mean, it's the fact that you say surely, like it's the most obvious thing in the world.
Tiny.
So you'd stick a
No, but
tiny
a big one.
Yeah.
And then I could just suck on it for ages.
What is happening? I mean, again, a randomly straightforward question. Phil's stapling gobstoppers to his arm.
with like gobstoppers for hands.
To his
Just walking down the road, licking them.
bloodied stump of an arm, and there's just a gobstopper attached to it. And he's like, can you get your change out your pockets, Phil? No, I've just got two massive gobstoppers for hands.
Yeah, I'd
What
be
do you
shit
reckon?
at everything, but I'd have a ball. Just be like licking.
You wouldn't be able to catch a bloody
I'd have
ball,
like a
would you?
blue tongue permanently as well. Just sort of-
Because you'd been licking Smurfs. What is happening? I've lost all control. I've lost my authority. Jackie Weaver, where are you when I need you? Richie D, one for you. Is it rude to give your neighbour eye contact whilst pooing on their front lawn?
You know what? If it's past like paper time, then yes.
What do you mean, like paper rounds?
Yeah, like you got your morning paper,
Yeah.
and it's past that time. I think you can.
Thereafter, so you're saying what? After like
It's got
half
its
past
morning
8 in
pi-
the morning?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
okay.
Really. It's 6
Before
o'clock.
that, what we saying?
It's offensive. That's
Frowned
so
upon.
offensive. Yeah,
Frowned upon properly?
Yeah,
Or
I
illegal?
think so.
Should be
yeah.
made illegal?
Yeah, he hasn't eaten. He hasn't said hello. He hasn't functioned properly. That's offensive. 8 o'clock in the
Sounds reasonable.
morning.
You
he's
got to
had
have a
his-
cut off.
Yeah,
Like a 9 o'clock post watershed thing. This is
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
a poo watershed
But-
moment.
yeah, it is pretty much.
Sounds reasonable. Can I
It's,
go? Phil, anything to the contrary? All words have gone.
Phil turned into a baby.
Excellent news. I will move on in that case.
Phil turned into a baby dinosaur.
Don't know what happened.
Like Frank Spencer dinosaur.
Yeah. Very small arm. Question for all. Let's get this back on track. Who wins in a fight? Liam Gallagher, Dale Winton, a can of Lilt, or Pam St Clement?
Ooh.
Mr.
Reynolds.
I'll go Dale Winton all day long.
Because?
He's a stubborn bastard.
Have you got proof of this? Did he never write
give
you
up.
back?
He'll never give up.
He'll never get his starter back.
What won't he give up on?
Love,
Oh, yeah.
shopping, trolleys. He'll never return his trolleys.
Walls as well.
Oh, yeah.
He loved the
loved
hole
the
in the wall.
walls. Loved.
Bring out the wall.
Bring on the wall.
Bring out the wall.
Dale, who are you putting your money on? So just to confirm, it was Liam Gallagher, Dale Winton, a can of Lil, or Pam St Clement.
Oh, no, yeah, I reckon Can of Lilt.
Can of Lil's taking it
Yeah,
down
I reckon, yeah.
because
Because it's aluminium, so I reckon all the other substances of human skin and body parts can be dissolved. But I reckon longevity, we go with the Can of Lilt.
the can of Lil. Whereas I'm thinking Pam St Clement for exactly the same reason. She is made of some stubborn material. It's like leather.
You meant tropical, tropical taste.
I mean, she looks tropical. She looks very tropical, doesn't she? She's got a skin like mango.
Yes.
So I reckon she could. I reckon she'd take them all down. Forget Gallagher. It's all about St Clement.
Yeah, Gallagher's lost without doubt.
100%. Let's have a look. So we've got a question from Kelly Cheeseman. What were your clubbing routines back in the 90s? Dale, let's go to you. You're our resident dancer.
So I used to paint my feet.
As in the nails?
No, feet.
The whole feet, right.
What colour?
Blue, dark blue.
Dark blue. Indigo, some might say.
Then I used to cover my knees in ice and sugar.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I used to get...
I'm saying yeah without any question.
I
Sure.
used to get
Right.
sellotape and put it on that bit to the fire, but not on the other side.
Right.
Just because of, like, it was a winter's day.
I feel like he's not committing to this.
And then a little cherry bakewell in the middle of my heart.
Excellent. Phil,
What was the question?
what was your clubbing routine? Had bore no relation whatsoever to what he's rambled on about. No? Good, so we'll move on.
You answer that, man. It's just like you just passed it. Like
I just completely forgot where it was by you saying all that.
I mean, I'm reading through these, but quite clearly they're all lunatics that are writing into us. So the final question I can actually see that's broadcastable. How many teachers could you fit into an ice cream van? That was from Mrs. Salini.
We got 4 in the front, probably.
He's really working this out. It's like this was an actual maths exam question.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 4,
442?
444.
24.
24.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be tight, but
It depends on the size of the teacher.
yeah.
Exactly.
Surely it's all,
if you had-
it's all relative.
Yeah.
If you had Mrs. Buckley,
2.5.
I love Mrs. Buckley. That's about that. I called her mum once.
did you?
Do you want
Or
to
when
give
you're
us,
sucking on her nipple?
give us a little...
No, just in class. You know that awkward moment. You go, Mum, I mean, miss.
and what age would this have been?
I don't know. Whatever it is, I've got to laugh at it. So
That's all that counts sometimes, isn't it? All that counts.
I was popular for a few moments.
Especially with Mrs. Buckley.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, God bless her. And all those that sailed in her. Well, that is an interesting set of questions and some that we should definitely come back to another
What
time.
about Amanda from San Paulo?
Yeah, I'm going to say fuck Amanda from Sao Paulo, Dale. I won't lie to you.
I just called you. I just called you Paul.
Well, in that case, you can all go to hell.
No, San Paulo. That's what it's.
Sao Paulo?
San Paulo.
Sao Paulo?
Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo. Yeah, interesting. She's, yeah.
She up to much?
Nah, not much. No.
I was just worried we might, I don't know, upset her from the last one.
Well, I mean, I'll read it, but my heart's not in it. In episode 4, you read out my question about prisoner nipples and completely dismissed it. You're right, Amanda, I did. Since then, I've been writing you from a ladies' prison in Rio. However, I've managed to escape by cutting myself out by using my cunning wit and my extra long, sharp nipples. My question to you is, should I hand myself in or carry on causing destruction with my overly large nipples? And if so, what shall I them with?
What shall I what?
What shall I them with?
Oh,
I mean,
she's obviously Shakespearean.
She's lost it. I mean, maybe we've lost something in the translation,
She's
but
Brazilian, so yeah.
there's actually no question there to answer. I got nothing. Anyone?
Hand yourself in, I'd
I would
suggest.
say.
I don't know,
it's
maybe
just-
actually the massive flat in the middle of Basildon Town Centre. You know, like the one in the middle of that's just sort of like...
Brook House.
Yeah, I can chop it down with the nipples, like obviously, and then people move it along. We need someone with big hands. So
You can't chop
anyone
that
with
down,
big
Del.
hands, if you can write in.
It's protected.
Oh, is it
It's
really?
grade 2 listed, that building. Can't cut that down.
So,
been and gone.
She's got grade 2 nipples.
I'm not aware of the scale of grading nipples, but I'm interested to see a grade 2 nipple, that's for sure. Anyone got grade 1 nipples? Phil? That fucking dinosaur's back, isn't he? Well, it would appear my co-hosts have lost the ability to speak English, so I'm going to wrap up the letters and emails questions there. Thanks, guys. And there you have it, listeners. That is 1997 in a nutshell. I miss it a great deal. If you feel likewise and you want to keep on chatting about it once you finish listening to us, we'd love to hear from you on Instagram, Twitter, or on our Facebook page. Or you could even go proper old school and send us an email on info@not40justblank. Not you, Amanda from Sao Paulo. So, chaps, another cracker, I thought, this evening. Enjoy it?
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Very much. I've had a lovely time.
Very much so.
I've had a lovely time.
Yeah, no, it's good fun, man.
Marvellous. We're going to do this all over again in a couple of weeks when we turn over the calendar once more to this time gaze upon the splendour of 1998. But until then, this is him and me saying bye for now, everybody.
Bye.
Ciao.
So continental.